Shout out Bruce Gas, aka TOKER 2. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Where you at?
Yeah, I've been in your wrestling boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting them fights on the table. Calling that boxing since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. I'm the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shout out Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke a hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the TOKER 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the peak of little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Mad Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sandals. Bruce passed me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this a fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the string, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the string, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed. Yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
We love that. We love that. That's my brother 150. 150 Dream Team, man. Check him out, bro. Check 150 out, man. I'm here for Tuesday night fights, man. Tuesday night fights with Bruce Gas and my brother, the co-host of Tuesday Night Fights, the man from HBO, the man with a plan, man. My guiding light here, man. Welcome to the show, George Jakovic, man, my brother. Salute, George. How are you this evening, man? I'm looking forward to a great one, bro.
Hey, today's Tuesday. I'm great. Great.
Tuesday nights is for fighting, brother. You know that. Oh, let me get that a little more. There we go. A little more presentable there. We're just waiting for the guest of honor to pull in, man. You know, we're gonna be talking to Bad Chad Dawson over here, man. If things go well, I hope they do, because you know, live podcasts, anything can happen, and we kind of pulled an April Fool's joke on him a little prematurely earlier. We were supposed to have Marlon Starling on here, but all the king's horses and all the king's men and my technical prowess, we couldn't do it. But let's cross our fingers here, George.
Yeah, I think Chad's a little better. I told you before the show, I have a history with Chad. When I was with HBO, I did a feature on him back in 2009 before he fought Antonio Tarver. And then in 2012, we did a 24/7 on his fight with Ward. So I got to spend some time with Chad and his family. It might take him a few minutes to remember me, but I think it'll kick in. I was at his house in Connecticut. Really good guy, great family. It'll be good to see him.
How cool is that? How cool is that, man? And you know, the man's a legend in the light heavyweight division. I mean, you know, talk about murderer's row, bro. And it's going to be an honor to meet him. I think I just saw somebody open up the back door, bro. Let me see if we're on it. Yes, we are. Bad Chad Dawson, brother. Bruce Gas here, man. Salute to you, bro. I'm doing so much better, man.
All right, good to see you guys, man. It's my friend over here. How you doing, Greg? How you doing? What's going on?
How you doing, Chad? I don't know if you remember me, George. I was with HBO. George, I got to spend some time.
George, I remember you. Look, my wife. I showed my wife the video. He sent me a video of I guess a promo of your show.
Yeah.
And I was watching it with my wife, but when I first initially saw the video, I'm like, man, I know this guy. I'm like, it looks real familiar. But then I showed my wife. And she was like, you know him when he came to the house. He was like, he did the interview. You know, he's a real nice guy. I was like, so she started bringing it down to she. Like, my wife, she remembers you very well, though.
Crystal, right?
I think, Crystal, your wife was, at the time, your wife was pregnant, or you guys were pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
She remember you. Yeah, she moved up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you guys still in Hampton? Are you still in Hampton?
Hampton, yeah, I'm still in Hampton. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, let me shout out who's in the building so far, man, because I love to shout them out. I love having people in here, man. We got Mad Chad Dawson, one of the greatest light heavyweight champs in the last 25, 30 years, bro. Let me shout out. What about me? Thanks for coming in here, Mr. Pads. Always showing love. You're gonna catch the replay, brother. The man's in Sweden. We got to give him a break. He's not on the 24-hour clock like we are, George, over here, man. Chi-Town's finest. God bless you, my brother. We got one round, George Djokovic out in the chat over there, bro. Salute and make sure you sub to George. Iceman, always good to see you. Carlos Mendoza, peace, my brother. Picasso, thanks for coming in. Sheed, we here, brother. I see Sheed everywhere, man. Salute to Sheed. Ack Reacher, the Jab Jamboree. Tupac 13, brother. Salute. Beavis Abadiz. Salute
Appreciate
to you.
the love, yep.
TS Boxing, man. Peace and love here, man. Thanks you guys for coming in. We got it. It's an honor to have Chad Dawson over here, bro. Chad, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself for any of these guys who've been sleeping for the last 50 years?
What can I say? I'm not used to bragging on myself, but you know.
He's not at all.
But
well, we can do that for you, my brother.
Of course, yeah. I mean, of course, I'm Chad Dawson, alias Bad Chad Dawson, light heavyweight champion,
multiple times.
I went undefeated for 10 years. You know, I did a lot. I beat some greats: Bernard Hopkins, Antonio Tarver twice, Glenn Johnson twice, Tomas Adamek. I've done a lot. So I mean, like I said, I'm not much to brag on myself, but you know, I'm a very, very well happy with my career and the way it turned out.
Yeah, Bruce, he won't brag, so we can brag on him and all his accomplishments. And not to bring up a fight you lost, but you know, Chad went down in weight to fight Andre Ward when you know people just didn't do things like that, and he went down in weight. So, Chad, you know, you fought everyone in your era, and you beat almost everyone. Here's my question: you're only 39 years old.
Yeah.
Are you done in the ring? Because I saw you had something going on. With Triller. Yeah.
So I had something going on with Triller where I was gonna do something new they're doing with a triangle ring.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was set to go. I was gonna fight Vitor Belfort.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all set to go, but then I don't know what happened. They pulled the plug. They said they had to reschedule it and give us a new date. And right now that's what's going on. We're just sitting waiting on a new date. I'm super psyched about it. I was psyched about it. I'm still psyched about it. But like I said, if it happens, it doesn't. But if it does, it does. You know. But I'm waiting.
So you're not done in the sport yet, do you? I mean, are you? I don't know how. I mean, it's a real fight, but look, in my eyes, you're going to destroy Belfort. But you know, that's not a good way to promote the fight. But are you still looking to make another serious run in the sport at this point in your life? I mean, you have 4 kids now, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm not looking to make a serious run, but like, say like somebody like a veteran who's still around, you know, somebody like Steve Cunningham. You know, because I will be contending at cruiserweight. So, you know, somebody who's been around before, you know, who's still around. You know, some fights that I feel like should have happened a few years ago, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but that did never happen. But, you know, as far as like getting it with the young guys, no, I'm not. No, I'm not looking for that. And I want to hang around. Definitely. I got my 2 sons that are involved in the boxing now, so I want to stick around, you know, and show them a little bit. But on the flip side, back to you know, being around. I miss it. I definitely miss it. You know, I miss it. I miss being in the spotlight. I miss, you know, training camps. I miss all these. Like I could say, I guess every boxer could say they miss it like that, because we do miss it. But you know, like I said, I'm happy. You know, I had a good career. You know,
a great career.
Yeah, I had the other day. I was the other day my wife showed me a video of Earl Spence did a video. He was talking about all the fighters that he watched. You know, and,
I saw that.
He said my name, so I was like, you know, that definitely gave me like, you know, gave me goosebumps a little bit. You know what I mean? But you know, I mean, like I said, I'm happy. You know, I had a great career, and also I got some. I could tell my kids, my grandkids, you know, your granddad was like heavyweight champion of the world. You know, your dad. You know, so it's a great feeling.
It certainly is, man. You know, and I'm looking at your record. I look back at it today, and you know, I lived through the career, but I'm seeing the murderers row. I mean, there's just name after name after name on there. I mean, you know, legendary. Damn, you know, Antonio Tarver twice,
Yeah.
Glenn, the Road Warrior, Glenn Johnson, Pascal Hopkins, man. Did anybody ever say, "Oh, Glenn, you're taking on too many of these killers one after another. Slow down, take an easy fight."
Nah. Nobody ever said that. I mean,
What do you think of the fighters today?
I didn't expect anybody to say that. You know, I feel like if you believed in me, you wouldn't say that. You know? So, but did I think that? I definitely didn't think that. You know, I feel like I always had the advantage of every fight, even the ones I lost. Even I lost to Pascal, I feel like I had the advantages. It's just that you know, that night thing just didn't play out like they were supposed to play out. You know, I got a late run. I started late. I think I came on like in the 8th or 9th round when I started really warming up. And but I mean, I had a great run. I'm happy with it.
Hey, so Chad, after you fought Hopkins the second time, because that first look, I'll be honest, the first fight,
Yeah.
I thought Hopkins was faking his injury, but he couldn't fake his way out of the second fight. So
Yeah.
right after you beat Hopkins, I think you were in the ring. Had you already decided before that you were going to go down to fight Andre Ward, or was that couldn't have been like a spur of the moment thing, right?
It was. I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing, but it wasn't because people were already talking about that before the Bernard Hopkins fight. You know, people higher up, you know, HBO and people like that, they were already saying, you know, you beat B Hop, you know, you and Ward would be a good fight. You know, if you think you can make 168, you know, people that stuff was already floating. You know, because I was at the time, I felt like I was pretty comfortable. I could make 168 because at that time I was in training camp, like walking around like 172, 173. You know, I felt like I could make that weight. But then, you know, like 2 weeks before the fight, you know, I was still growing. I mean, I always felt like after that fight, after I beat B Hop, I should have went up to cruiserweight, you know, to another weight class, won another world title there. You know, get out of that weight class. But I decided to go down a weight class, and that hurt me. That hurt me tremendously.
Well, Bruce, I have one more question because I don't want to hog up all your show, Bruce. But
Oh, George, it's homecoming, man. I'm sitting listening to you two cats talking over here, and I'm taking it in like a sponge, bro.
It was go way back,
I'm a big fan
My
here,
wife,
brother.
when she saw you, she said, "Well, she instantly, as soon as she saw your picture, she knew who exactly he was." She's like, "Oh, you remember him?" She just remember how nice you were. Yeah,
it was great. I mean, and your kids were so little back then.
Yeah, they're grown now.
They were. This is like over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But for that Ward fight, we shot at your house. I remember we had you and your kids playing baseball in the yard.
Yeah.
But then we went to Vegas, so I think we were with you for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And I remember that was the biggest question: could you make weight? And John Scully was your trainer at the time.
Yeah.
You know, things seemed to be going fine, but you said you really hit the wall like a couple of weeks before the fight.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of weeks before the fight, I think that's when a couple of weeks before the fight. I don't say we went into panic mode, but a couple of weeks before the fight, we like, yo, because it's a different thing when you training, right, and you're trying to make weight. So you in the gym, you get to the gym, you're 185 pounds, leave the gym, might drop 4 or 5 pounds. I mean, go home, gonna eat, do whatever you put it back on. But at the time, I honestly didn't realize I was still growing. I mean, I was 30, but I should have got out. I should have beat Bernard, went up to cruiserweight, won another world title, and had the option to stay at 175 and cruiserweight. But I took the money route.
You know, you took the challenge. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think I don't know if you got enough credit for doing that, for going down in weight, because it's one thing to go up, but I mean, you were a legit light heavyweight, and you had been at light heavyweight for a long time, and
Yeah.
then to go down. I mean, that was you know,
Yeah.
I applaud you for taking that challenge.
You know, I never people don't even understand. You want to know? I never really fought at super middleweight. I think I had like after I had my last fight at middleweight, which was like in 2004, 2005, something like that. 2005, I had my last fight at middleweight. I had maybe 2 fights at super middleweight, and I went right to light heavyweight. So I never even got a chance to contend at super middleweight, which I feel like I would have dominated at the time. That's the time when Andre Ward and all those guys, you know, Frotch, and for the Super 6 tournament. You know, I had the opportunity to be in the Super 6 tournament.
Wow.
But I went up to light heavyweight.
Now, when you went into that fight, did you know that you were in a jam? Did you know that your body was off, or did it take a few rounds where you ran out of gas?
No, I knew the day of the weigh-in. I knew the day of the weigh-in. The day before the weigh-in, I think. I mean, once I got to like 170 pounds, that's when we hit a wall. It was like that was when we got stuck. 169. Still but we made the weight, but I knew that it was gonna be it wasn't gonna be. All I could do was go out there and just give it my best. That's all I could do.
Oh, you always did, my bro. Even in defeat, man. Even in defeat.
I mean, Andre, he did what he's supposed to do. He did what he's supposed to do. Because I would have did the same thing. You know, if I know I had a dead man in front of me, that's what you're supposed to do.
Well, you know, Bruce, I wanted to ask him. We're talking about the Ward fight, which obviously wasn't your happiest moment in the ring.
Yeah.
What fights for you stand out like or that as really special moments?
Oh, definitely. My favorite fight is the first Glenn Johnson fight. That's my favorite fight. That's like, if I'm gonna watch any of my fights, I'm gonna show somebody a fight. I'm gonna show them that fight.
Why is that?
Glenn Johnson fight, because I think that fight right there is the fight that was gonna either make me or break me. That everybody got to see whether I was legit. Because Glenn Johnson, like he had beat Roy. Everybody was riding off of that. He beat Roy. He beat Tarver once. And the adversity I had to go through that fight. I went through a lot of adversity. You know, from the first round on. You know, I just like watching the fight because, like, I could see in my own eyes during that fight, like everything I've been going, like the shots, the body shots, you know. And I just remember in that fight, like he wouldn't back off for nothing.
Right.
And I knew after I beat him, I knew I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a champ for a while. Yeah. Because I knew nobody else was gonna be able to. That was like that was the moment I knew. I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this. Yeah. But had that not happened, had I not gone through that, I don't know what would have happened. Because I had to go through something like that to be able to go on to be greater and beat greater fighters and beat better fighters.
But it's crazy. You went for 2 years. You only fought Glenn Johnson and Antonio Tarver. Yeah. Like for 4 straight fights, they had you against those 2 guys.
Yeah, you know, now that I look back at it, I think about it now. I be like, damn, it's like it really was like they were like, oh damn, he beat him. He got lucky. Let's run it back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, damn, he got lucky. Let's run it back. Then the same thing with B-Hop.
Right.
I mean, B-Hop pulled a little stunt. Oh, run it back. We gonna. But you know what I mean? Can't. Yo, it's destiny. You can't stop greatness, man. You gotta pass the torch. I mean, the same way I did. You gotta pass it. It's always your time is always gonna come.
Let me shout a couple more brothers who stopped in the building, man. The Skywalker, Tim Lucy's in here. Tyrone, salute to you, bro. Andrew Charles in here, man. Punch Smollett. Pittsburgh Big Dog, salute to you, brother. The Don. Great to see you here, my man. And Jeff Lucietta stopped in, man. But you're drawing a crowd again here, champ. I appreciate it, man.
And look at Trick
no
Naughty.
And also, Trick Naughty snuck in here, bring like a thief in the night.
I appreciate the love.
What's shaking? Bad Chad Dawson, what's going on with you, brother?
Chilling, man. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. What's up with you, George? How you doing?
I'm good, Trick. How are you?
Hey, man, wow. Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm happy, man. See my man Chad on the screen, man. I'm happy, man. Got him on there, man. This is wonderful, man. This is wonderful.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
Bruce.
Appreciate you, Chad, coming by and talking with us, man.
Thanks for thinking about me, man.
Thank you so much, Trick.
Hey, Bruce, if you go on your screen
Hey.
share, if you see what I have up, it's that 24/7 stuff. Can you see my screen? So this might bring back some memories for Chad.
Yeah, man. I got that.
Yeah.
I got the video. Yeah,
Chad, I see you out there smashing the goal, man.
Yeah, man. My oldest will be 19 next month.
That's crazy because look how little they were.
That's it.
And,
Yeah, that's him right there. Yeah,
and you only had 3 then. You have 4 now, right?
got 4 now. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. My youngest will be 11.
Well, this was 10 years. What you're looking at, this is 2012.
Yeah, that's the
So-
baby right there on my lap right there. He was 1. That's the 4th one right there.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's tight. He just turned 13. And the one with the glasses just turned 15, and he's 6'1".
Wow.
Wow, huh? Man,
Wow.
I am truly blessed. I got Trick Naughty, who brings the champ in here. I've got George Jakovich, my co-host, who goes back with him for over 10 years, man. And this is like old homecoming reunion. All I have to do is press a button over here, man. It's great stuff. It's great stuff, bro.
Yeah, man. It really is. It really is great stuff, though.
No doubt.
Always good to have something to look back on and you know and remember and it's almost about to bring tears to my eyes, man. I remember when they was that small, man. Now they just animals.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, yeah, we
Wow.
kids. So look at that. Look at your little guy in the ring.
Yeah.
And I met your dad.
That's
too.
Iceman, right? With Scully?
Scully, yeah.
Iceman.
Yeah, I remember all this. Yep.
Jose stopped in here. Salute to you, man. Jimbo, thanks for coming in here. We're talking to Bad Chad or Mad Chad. I don't know. We try to keep you in a good mood, man.
So
Cool, you got to do your
That's
research,
bad
man. You
fun.
got to do your research.
So this was in Vegas. This was late, Bruce. This was later in the shoot. A couple of days later, we went to Vegas with Chad, and you had your whole family out there, and you had a nice house that you guys trained in.
Yep.
I don't know if you got to eat much food. You know, they had a cookout because it was someone's birthday. I don't remember who.
It was like 110 degrees out there. It was my youngest's birthday. He had just turned 1.
Oh, okay.
Yep, there's Scully.
Axel, my strength and condition trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had just turned 1. Yeah.
Does it feel like 10 years went by? Because this was 10 years ago.
Oh, it does feel like 10 years went by. You know, I look at it every day because my kids see it. It feels like it. But I tell you what, I'm still training. I'm still in shape. I'm still training. I'm still sparring a little bit.
Right.
I feel good, man.
You sound great too, champ. You really do, bro.
Yeah, you do.
Look, as boxers, I'm pretty sure a lot of boxers can attest to this, but you know, we go through a lot, man. It's just good. It's just good still to be here and be able to talk and still, you know.
Well, I was going to ask,
guys,
how's your health? Because you know you were a boxer and you were in there with some big bangers. How's your health nowadays?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm good. My health wise, I'm good. I mean, physically, I'm good. You know, physically, I'm good. I'm still athletic. I can still work. I'm still trained like I used to. But you know, mentally, you know, we go through a lot. You know, we go through We go through a lot. I mean, I've been through a lot. I'm not gonna sit and cry about it. I've been through a lot. My family's been through a lot, watching me go through a lot. So I mean, but you learn to deal with it. You know, I've dealt with it. I've lived with. I've been able to deal with. You know what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? The mistakes I've made. You know, things like that. But all in all, I'm happy. You know, I can't put. I got 4 beautiful kids. I got a beautiful wife. I mean, life is good, man. I'm watching my kids grow. Watching so he's graduating he's graduating in a month. He's graduating from high school. So I mean, that's gonna be a proud moment for me right there.
Hey, you know something else that Chad didn't talk about? Chad has a pizza named after him.
Oh yeah.
At Brick Oven Pizza in New Haven, the Bad Chad Dawson pizza.
Yeah.
So is it good?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's a meat lovers. So
I know.
Here's the story on how that pizza. So every night, every weekend after me and my friends would hang out, I would go to the spot and I get the same piece of meat lovers. They stack it with meat. So I did that for like a year. So then they started to see who I was, you know, because I came in there all the time. You know, my name started buzzing in the street, everything like that. So one day I go back there and they're like, "Hey, we named the pizza after you." They had it on the menu and everything. Yeah, that was cool. And they still on the menu right now.
How cool is that? How cool is that?
Still on the menu, yeah.
Chad, are you following boxing today?
No. I'll start.
You know, the fighters today, they wouldn't dare follow a schedule like you followed. They would think that is career suicide, bro.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not.
I try to tell young fighters, the fighters that are young, I tell them all the time, look, man, you got to sacrifice. Like, I would have loved to try train in my hometown my whole career. Trained at home and stay home and been around my friends. But unfortunately, you don't get to do that. You got to go away. You got to develop some type of hunger. Like, my hunger was always leaving my family for 8 weeks and going away and, you know, fighting to get back to them. You know what I mean? Because I know once I finish this training camp, win this fight, I'm going to go back home, everything's going to be great. That was my hunger. You know what I mean? So I always tell fighters, you got to sacrifice. I know it's cool to train in your hometown and be around your friends, but you got to go. You got to go away. You got to sacrifice.
You know, over here we talk a lot about the fighters of yesterday. And we just had an anniversary, 37 years, Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns. And, you know, we just lost Marvin last year.
Yeah.
And you're from New England like I am, brother. Tell me what Marvin Hagler meant to you.
Oh, my own favorite fighter of all time, Marvin Hagler. Southpaw, killer. Reminds me of, well, now Earl Spence is the new Marvin Hagler. He's that. I think Earl Spence is the closest thing to that, to Marvin Hagler. And I saw it the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, for a guy who hadn't fought in almost 2 years, to come back like that against a world champion, that was impressive to say the least.
Spectacular.
Yeah. Spectacular. Hey, a couple more people came in here. Derek Clark, bro, shout out to you. My brother Iceman. Demetrius Brightman, thanks for coming by. William Old School on that, bro. Thank you so much, brother. Oz Racing, man. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you, man.
Appreciate the love. Thank you.
Oh, man. You know, thank you, bro. We appreciate it. You know, Tuesday night fights, and to bring back a hero of Tuesday night fights. Did you ever fight on a Tuesday night fight card? I'm sure you have, brother.
Me? Did I?
I
can't recall. ESPN?
USA.
USA? Nah, I don't think I did. No.
Because that's a we're like we're ghosts from the past over here, bro. The three of us, we used to sit around and watch Tuesday night fights back in the day. Yeah. ESPN Friday night fights, and are you?
I remember ESPN Friday night fight. I think I might have fought ESPN Friday night fights once.
Yeah, you were around more with the HBO, the Showtime.
No, but when I was coming up, I fought on ESPN once. I fought on ESPN Friday night fights one time on the undercard, and they showed my fight one time on ESPN. Then after that, I went to Showtime. Wait, Showtime. Yeah.
Now, what you mentioned? You mentioned the Road Warrior, Glenn Johnson, as your most significant fight. What was the fight where you realized when you went in there as an underdog and you prevailed? Was there any fights like that stand out in your memory?
Oh yeah, when I won my world title, when I beat Tomas Adamek, that was like
Mm-hmm.
And Adamek was unbeaten.
That was my coming out party, because I remember everybody saying, "Yo, you fighting Tomas Adamek. Yo, he's dangerous. He's dangerous." And I remember being in Las Vegas training for that fight, and it was like 2 weeks before the fight, and me and a friend of mine, we were in the mall just hanging out 2 weeks before the fight, just chilling, buying time, and we ran into matter of fact, we wasn't even in the mall. We were in Caesar Palace, and we ran into Larry Merchant. And my friend was like, he just out of the spur. He was like, "Hey, Larry, who you think is gonna win that the Adamek and Dawson fight?" And he's like, "Oh, Adamek. Dawson doesn't have enough experience. Adamek's gonna be too strong. He's gonna be too strong for him." And I never forget that. And I didn't say anything. I just looked at him and was like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "All right," but that just gave me fuel. So, I had to go out there and had to show out. Had to take him off. Just because he said that.
Yeah, Adamek was unbeaten. He was unbeaten at that time.
And I remember watching him fight. I think like a few 6 months before that fight, I remember watching him fight. And I remember getting a hint that he might be my next fight, because I was the number one contender at the time. I was number one. I had just beat Harden, and I was number one. So I knew I was gonna be fighting him. And I remember watching. He had fought Briggs. He was fighting Briggs in a rematch. And I remember that was a dog fight. But I knew I could beat him because he was aggressive, strong. But I knew I could outbox him.
And that was a clear-cut, unanimous decision with Adamek too.
Yeah, I won every round. I won every round. Again, he won one round because he dropped me. But other than that, he didn't win that one round. He didn't win a round.
Damn, look at that right hand. Left hand. I'm sorry, brother. Southpaw.
Yeah. He was too.
How did the HBO deal come around?
Say that again.
Right. How did you end up with HBO? Because you fought on a lot of networks. How did that? Because that happened after the Adamek fight, right?
Did it? No. I think I have. No, the first Glenn Johnson fight was on Showtime, right? It was an undercard of Showtime.
You're right.
Co-main event for Tarver.
So was it Tarver? Tarver was the first one.
And then no, the second Tarver fight was the first one.
Okay.
Because I was with Showtime. Now that's a tricky situation with Showtime, because what happened with Showtime was I'm not even sure if I had a contract with them or not. That's how shaky my situation was. But from my understanding, I left Showtime and we were on HBO, but I didn't know anything else other than that. Okay, HBO wants to wants to sign you. That's all I knew. Like nobody ever told me like Showtime wants to sign you. So it's like it's a war between HBO wants you and Showtime wants you. Nobody ever told me that. I just jumped ship and went to HBO, but I didn't know anything else. I didn't know anything about Showtime wanting to keep me on and make me the face of Showtime. Nobody never. So I felt like Showtime felt like that was like a slap in the face, like. But I mean, I wish I would have stayed with Showtime though.
Let me bring this fight up to you, champ. The Adonis Stevenson fight.
Yeah.
Can you go through that one with you, or do you mind going through that fight with us?
Adonis Stevenson fight. I was in great shape. Had a great camp. I was coming off the Andre Ward loss. Before that fight, I wasn't gonna take that fight. I wasn't thinking about taking that fight. But then I got a phone call from a manager. The guy who was managing me at the time told me that HBO that I had to take that fight, and that was the fight that they were making for me, and I had to take the fight. And if I didn't take the fight, they was gonna pull me from the network. So I ended up taking that fight. But mind you, I was coming off the Andre Ward loss, and I didn't want to go back into it. I think I want to take like a year off, maybe a few years off. Not 2 years, but a year off or something like that. But I ended up taking the fight. I was in great shape, felt good. Just got caught with a punch I didn't see. And that was it. Just I beat the count, but the ref still stopped the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was. Hey, I got caught with a good shot. That was it.
Chad, I remember that fight because I was at the fight and I interviewed you before the fight. We did like a little 1 minute feature. And I remember asking you because an article had come out and you had mentioned that HBO put pressure on you to take that fight. But I know it was something you couldn't really talk about at the time. But I mean, shady stuff always happens in boxing. And it seems like it happened to you too.
Yeah, I mean, look, think about it right now. I should have said fuck it and say pull me for the network, but I didn't do that. I said fuck it. I took the fight. Should have turned it down. I should have said fuck it, pull me from the network, but I didn't. I went on with the fight, and what happened. But like I said, I'm not gonna hang my career on that. I'm not gonna hang anything on that. I had a great career, and do I think Adonis Stevenson? Okay. He had a long reign. He stayed in Canada, kept the title there. Do I think he's a better fighter than me? No way, shape, form. Is he a better fighter than me? Could he hold a candle to me? No, he couldn't. But he was a big puncher, and that was the hardest punch I took my whole career.
Really?
Yeah, that was the hardest punch I took my whole career.
And like you said, that was right after the Andre Ward fight.
Yeah.
Today they would say that was like jumping right into the fight 7-8 months later. You had to gain that weight. You had to get your strength back up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And but don't get me wrong. I did it great. I had a great camp. That camp. I know a lot of fighters say this, and they be like, "Oh, that was my greatest camp. That was my best camp." But that was really like my best camp because I felt like I had something to prove after coming off with the loss with Andre Ward. If you watch that fight, watch the little bit of the fight. Look at my body. I was in great shape.
Yeah.
Look at my body. I was in great shape. I was in the best shape. My body had never looked like that before. I was in great shape, but I just got caught with a punch I didn't see. And going into that fight, I let my emotions get the best of me because we got to Canada and over in Canada. I mean, this guy he was talking saying some disrespectful stuff to me. So I let that get the best of me. I took that rage into the ring with me that night. I wanted to kill him, and then it backfired on me.
Man, you're dicing up Adamek like he's the Thanksgiving turkey over here, bro. I mean, this is an educated whooping going on here.
Boxing, hit and don't get hit.
So that's Chad, when you see Canelo is moved up to 75 again, do you think about what would have happened if Canelo was around when you were in your prime and what you would have done to him in the ring?
But I noticed Canelo stays away from fighters like me. He said he wouldn't fight a fighter like me. He stays away from guys like me. I'm a boxer, just like Boo Boo Andrade. Boo Boo. He won't. It's a dangerous fight. Not in the fact that he'll get hurt, but he'll get outboxed and get exposed.
Right.
Embarrassed.
Yeah, he get embarrassed, he get exposed. I mean, Floyd already gave everybody the blueprint.
Underground Asylum, salute to you, my brother. Thanks you for stopping by, man.
Hey,
Chad.
I got a question. It's not so much a question, but my bad. Go ahead.
No.
No, go ahead, George. I mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, Chad, I had to ask.
Oh yeah, Chad, man.
Go ahead, Trick.
No, you go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Cut you off. You go. I'll go after you.
So you're gonna fight at cruiserweight, you said. There is a guy around your age who was a former light heavyweight champion by the name of Sergey Kovalev, who's fighting at cruiserweight. He's fighting at cruiserweight. So, I mean, is that something that you would think about in the future?
Definitely. I was thinking about that. We got offered that fight a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, a couple years ago. We got offered that fight, but then I guess he was talking about some crazy amount of money he wanted, and they wasn't trying to pay him that. Right. Especially not to get to fight somebody like me who's been out that long, you know what I mean? Guess they wasn't trying to pay that type of money. But they offered me the fight though.
Wow.
Like the fight like that, I'll take. That's intriguing. That's intriguing for me. I'll take a fight like that.
Right. Well,
that's a fight that should have happened.
Right.
But it never happened. But I think more so, when he was coming in, I was like at the top. When I started hearing his name, like I was like the number one guy. When I started hearing his name.
Where are you located? What country?
Chad, we got a question in here, and Trick was going to ask you the same question. He wanted to know if Joe Calzaghe was ever offered a fight, because he wanted to know if you think Joe didn't want to fight you.
Oh, from my understanding, he was offered to fight. From my understanding, he was offered to fight, but he opted out to retire.
Okay.
But that was supposed to be. I was going to be his last fight, but I heard he went ahead and retired.
Would have been nice to take that zero away from him, because you've taken that away from a lot of fighters. And what do you think of fighters that don't want to risk that today? You have anything to say to them?
No, I mean it definitely waters down the sport, because fans want to see exciting fights. I don't want a fighter. I don't want to be a fan of a fighter who's worried about losing. It's not what boxing is about. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be ready to take risks. I took risks my whole career. I took risks again. I took a risk when I went to Canada to fight Pascal. I took a risk when I went back to Canada to fight Stevenson. I took a risk when I went to Canada to fight what's his name? Diakonu. I mean, you gotta take risks, man. I took a risk. I took a risk it's all about risk. I mean, that's what's gonna determine your greatness. The risks you take. I mean,
Now, do you think the business of boxing is stopping some of these fights? If it was up to the fighters, I admire fighters so much. I think fighters will fight any other fighter because that's what fighters do. But it seems like today the business of boxing
fights got to make sense. They got to make sense. And when I say got to make sense, they got to make dollars.
Now, what do you think of the Bud Crawford and the Earl Spence fight that's
the biggest fight. That's the biggest fight in the last 10 years, probably.
Oh yeah,
the biggest fight in boxing. Hopefully it happens. But it's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a great fight. I mean, if you'd asked me 6 months ago who would win that fight, I'll say.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll say Terence Crawford. But from the performance he put on the other night, I'm like, yo, that makes it a 50-50 fight in my book. That makes it a 50-50 fight.
What kind of a black eye? What kind of a black eye will boxing have if that fight's not made?
I mean, there's other fights. I mean, boxing, we probably forget about it in 6 months. The fight. If it doesn't happen, a year from now, nobody be talking about the fight.
It's funny. Boxing just keeps going. I mean, no matter what.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
It keeps going. You know
what? Look at the Rolly Romero and Tank Davis fight. Like, right. I don't want to see that.
Right.
But I'm gonna watch it.
Well, just like this weekend, we have a heavyweight championship fight coming, and people are just kind of glazing it over. I'm sorry, I'm gonna watch it. That's the heavyweight championship of the world.
Oh yeah. It's little. It's not that much promotion. It's not that much promotion.
90,000 people
my son told me. My son reminded me the other morning. He said, "Oh, Ted Fury's fighting this weekend." I was like, "Oh snap, that is coming up."
It's like it's not even happening. I mean, in England, it's a big deal, but over here, it's like, oh yeah, the heavyweight champions got a fight coming up.
Yeah, you would think Tyson Fury would be more known over here by now, right? I mean,
you would think so. You would hope so. I mean, this is the heavyweight championship.
But if he was fighting at the Madison Square Garden or something, it'd be sold out. It'd be a good promotion.
I don't know. Man. It just doesn't seem like that America's accepting the fights that England is accepting right now, especially this fight where it's a mandatory. I think it was been promised for the last 3 years.
Yeah, man. We need a heavyweight champion, man.
Don't
we? Need one bad.
Do you see any fighter out there that could possibly fill that role?
Yeah, the new young guy. What's his name? Big Baby.
Big Baby, yes. Big Baby.
Young guy.
Hey,
not the original Big Baby. The new guy, the young guy.
Big Baby Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared Anderson.
He definitely got.
Hey, Champ, my brother G5 snuck in the back door over here. He's a little bit late, but better late than ever. He's one of the youngest guys in the room over here, man. But he has the brain of the knowledge of one of the oldest.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother G5 over here, man. Salute.
What's up, G5? What's going on, man?
Fights, brother.
Chad Dawson. Salute to you, champ. Salute to you.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Just dropped my kids off. Y'all know my Tuesday schedule, man. But I was gonna be in here before 7 o'clock hit for sure. I would have came in early, but man, they had tablets going, they was making noise. I was like, man, I don't just want to be sitting here just looking, listening, not saying nothing, because I don't like feedback like that. So salute Bruce,
pops,
Trick,
G5,
George.
You're a good pops.
What's up, G5?
Yeah, nothing much, man. These my guys right
What's
here.
going on, G5?
Man, still kind of.
Indeed. Got the champ in here, man.
Body trying to recover from this weekend, man. Like, we partied hard, man. We had fun out here, man, with everybody going to the fight, man. So it was just a good time, good energy, good vibes.
If anybody doesn't know, G5 was at ringside with Kwee and so many people. I felt like I was there, man, for the Errol Spence and the Ugas fight this weekend.
And that wasn't even ringside. I was on the when you walk off the floor, and as soon as you walk to the steps, the first set of stands right there. When you walk off the floor, I was right there. I wanted to be close, but I didn't want to be too close. You know what I'm saying? I would have done it myself, but I had like 10 other people. You know what I'm saying? They was all in one section. So I was like, I don't want to be, have me and Quee sitting on the front row just up there like, yeah. And then they like, we'll catch y'all after the fight. So I just, bit the bullet because I found some floor seats for me and her, and I was like, oh yeah, it's on. Then once I found out about the whole schedule, I was like, all right, let me neutralize and find me some seats.
Let me ask you a quick question about that arena. Was it me or was that place full of smoke?
Man, look, we smoke, bro. We toke up. Man, I was sitting there and doing one of the breaks, bro. Man, my whole section was like, we was like dogs when they get that call from they master when they get told to go sick them. Bruh, somebody lit up some blunts in there, and I'm talking about it just like it's vaporized. Everybody was like, somebody smoking weed. Everybody was like, huh? Everybody looking around like, something was on fire. I was like, yeah, somebody's smoking. They smoking some good too, because I could smell that.
I could see it through the spotlights when they were showing the spotlight. I could see all the smoke going through there. I said, that's gotta be my boy G5 chimneying up down there.
Nah, man, I just had my little vape pen in there, but they had like this fog smoke machine. So if you were seeing smoke, nobody can really smoke in there, So it was like this machine that was throwing smoke there. I guess for the for the ambiance in the arena or something like that. So I think that's what everybody kept seeing, like smoke.
Bruce Gas would have been smoking in there, man.
Man, Bruce, boy, you better be lucky you wasn't with me, because this weekend, man, I went through a ton of it. We was just going and, on the move and stuff like that. But overall, great fight. Not my first time seeing Earl, the second. And sure, I'll be back again. But that was a hell of a fight, though. Hearing those punches in that arena, man. Yeah. Earl was throwing some bangers, man.
And right here, this fight we got right here, Chad Dawson and Adamek. Chad, I forgot how masterful you were. Like while they were talking, I was watching you. Like I forgot how masterful you were in this fight against Adamek, who was unbeaten at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just yeah.
footwork. You got some good footwork and good lateral movement.
He
Yeah,
doesn't know what to
that's
do
just
in
you know what
there.
that is. That's being young and just matching your conditioning with your talent.
Yeah,
I was in shape, and it took me a while to learn that. It took me I didn't learn that until right before this fight. Right before this fight, I hired a strength and conditioning trainer,
Really?
and that was the best move I made in my whole career.
Well, Floyd Mayweather at one point back when you were champ said you were the guy. You were going to be the next face of boxing. That's how
Yeah.
much Floyd thought of you. And when you see this fight, I mean, you see what Floyd was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I couldn't be beat at that time. Like I said, I just matched my talent. I matched my talent with my condition. I got in shape. I know I had the talent. I just got in the best shape I could get in, and I kept that going on for like 10 years. Just kept going, just kept pushing it.
You work with a few different trainers. I know you were with Scully. You were with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad.
Yeah.
Why were you changing trainers so much back then?
I was young. I mean, and honestly, I should have never left Eddie the first time. After I left Eddie the first time, that was more my part because I felt like I had lost the Pascal.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back at it now, and I'd be like, damn, yeah, I kind of did point the finger. I mean, I look back at it now, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, because everybody was looking for oh damn, why he lost that fight? What happened? I mean, and not saying that I said it was his fault but that's what it looked like. But that wasn't the case. You know what I mean? It was
right.
It was things that were going on on my part.
So Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, you think he was the guy? Is that the guy you learned the most from during your career?
The guy I learned the most from was definitely Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think me and Eddie had our relationship was more. It wasn't all about just boxing training. It was you know what I'm saying, more like father and son. Because we hung out together. You know what I'm saying. Our families hung out together. My wife hung out with his wife. So it was more like we was like family. So I definitely learned the most from him. And he made me get my first strength and conditioning trainer. He said, "Yo, you're gonna work with this guy right here. We're gonna hire."
That's a hell of a guy to learn from, considering back in his day, that might have been one of the strongest classes in boxing, that light heavyweight division when he was around. So I can understand that you learned a lot from him.
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot. I learned a lot from head movement, going to the body, how important going to the body is. I learned a hell of a lot from him.
Look at Bruce pulling out some
Chad,
this is the first time I went down. That's the first time I went down.
You look like you're 16 years old there.
Yeah, right. I think I was 20.
Yeah.
I just turned 20.
2003 champ.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was a freshman in high school.
Rob, first time ever going down. But all that did was make me mad though. I know I had to knock him out. I said, I gotta get him out of here. I said, this ain't going 10 or 8, whatever it was.
Shout out to my brother Macadocious Mac of the South out there. Quee came in the room, picked up the value in here, man. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Slide Encounter. I think I shouted you out earlier, brother. If not, man, thanks for coming in, man. You have to forgive me. My brain is a little slow, especially in here with the high boxing IQ I have in this room, man. Look at this. This is Willie Lee, man. This is almost 20 years ago.
I remember this fight. This was I remember this night. It was a great night, man. Great night. I think this one New England knew they had a real champion. I think it's when New England found out because this dude came. He was 10-1. I was 10-0. He was 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy when you saw the fight, you knew immediately. You remembered every moment. Is that how you are with all your fights? Do you remember all your fights and all the moments and everything?
I remember. If I watch a fight, I can say I remember that.
How was it after that first knockdown, champ?
At that first knockdown, yo,
Yeah.
I just remember my father. Let's go. My father, my pops. Hands up. Okay. That's how I remember my pop, because I know my pops. Get your hands up, man. What you doing, man? Yeah.
But how about when you get
I know how to knock him out.
Did you say I can get off my ass and get back up now? I'm going to knock this guy out.
Yeah, I know I was gonna knock him out because he was too aggressive. He wanted to knock me out so bad. I know he was destined to get knocked out.
Shout out to my brother Stormy B, man. Salute, bro. Salute. Thanks for stopping in here, man.
I think I stopped him in the third round.
Let's see. What round are we in right now? We're in
Salute, Stormy.
We're in the first. We're only in the first round, aren't we? Yeah, it's only the first
believe
round.
It or not, out of all my fights, this is one of my best knockouts.
All right.
This is early in my career.
Hey, Chad, how's your dad? How's your dad doing?
Oh, he's doing good. He's doing good. Getting older. No.
Did he ever retire?
No, he's still working. I don't think he even know the meaning of retiring. He's still working.
Is he still working at the school?
Yeah. That's he loved that. He loved that job.
Wow.
Yeah, he loved that job.
Wow.
Chad, do you still get in touch with any of your former opponents or any of the fighters you trained with?
Fighters I trained with?
Or any of the fighters that you fought, some of the big names, you still stay in touch?
Nah, not really. I mean, I might see them at a fight or something. If I go to a fight, I might see somebody or something like that. But other than that, nah, not really. You know, boxers, I don't think boxers really do that. I mean, I don't think we keep it. Oh, yeah, I'm lying. Because I do keep in touch with Pascal. And y'all won't believe that, huh?
Really?
Yeah, I talked to Pascal. Actually, he was here a couple years ago. He was here in Connecticut training a few years ago. And we sparred a little. We got a few rounds in. We sparred.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that surprises me. I didn't think he'd be one of the guys that you kept in touch with.
Yeah. I think a lot of people. That's why I said people would be surprised to hear that. Yeah. Actually, he's got a fight coming up.
He does.
He's fighting the Chinese southpaw, right?
Yep.
He reached out wanted to see if maybe I can give him some rounds sparring.
Hey, shout out to my brother Scrapbook Boxing, man. The main man I know in boxing, man. Thank you so much for gracing me over here, Scrapbook. Max Kuckerman, bro. Thanks for stopping by.
Shout out, Stormy.
We're enjoying an evening over here with Bad Chad Dawson, bro. We're going through one of his early fights with Willie Lee, one of his knockouts, brother. And keep us abreast of this fight, Mr. Dawson, bro. This is looks like you got an aggressive dude on your hands over here.
Yeah. So I had to be aggressive, but I had to be smart aggressive. I had to make sure everything I hit him with, I hurt him. Everything. That he was coming.
He is, man.
This is my first time going down. But it was more like he dropped. It was like a flash knockdown though.
Man, 2003, Chad. This is 2003.
I had just had my son.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy.
And I was a freshman in high school.
I don't want to say where I was. Because George is always asking for old, man. Dates.
This guy says he's a freshman.
Somewhere.
Yeah, Chad, I'm 34. You know what I'm saying? I'm always the youngest out of the bunch.
Yeah,
always.
You the baby on the panel.
But I love it.
Baby on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them days.
Chad, it doesn't look like you were
2003. I go to smash 6 foot goal.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I was going to say it doesn't look like you're doing a lot of body punching in here.
Oh no, I'm trying to get him out of here.
Strictly going for the knockout over here, and it comes too, man.
But you know what's funny? Looking back at all these fights, looking back like look how young I was, how athletic I was. It's crazy.
Oh,
it's crazy. You look at it. Now you look at a video of me like 10 years from this video, totally different.
Well, you brought up Joe Calzaghe before, and look, I can see why he didn't fight you because Hopkins dropped him and lost. Roy Jones dropped him and lost. I think they were smart enough to know that if they got in the ring with you,
I was getting better.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think they knew that, they weren't going to take a chance and get in the ring with you because you weren't
Yeah, it was my
old. Like
pops.
Bernard and Roy were old guys, and they dropped him,
Yeah,
even though they
Mhm.
lost. He wasn't
Yep.
going to fight you.
yeah. I mean, I was young, I was getting better, and I was getting stronger. I hadn't at that time. I wasn't even at my full potential yet.
Right.
I mean, and
And was it- and were you
to be
gonna have
told,
to
when I
go-
fought Andre Ward, when I fought Andre Ward, I wasn't at my full potential yet. It's just that the circumstances of what happened, the situation, the weight loss and everything, it like it's stunning my growth. And I mean, after that I was done. It took everything out of me.
What was the fight?
Yeah.
What was the fight you peaked in?
Say that again.
What was the fight that you peaked in? You were at your absolute best.
Absolute best.
Absolute best.
Again, I'm gonna say the Glenn Johnson fight.
The first one or the second fight?
The first one. No, I'm gonna say the second one. And I'm gonna say the second one because I showed my maturity from the first fight. The first fight was like a war. It was like we went back and forth. But the second fight, it was just like a clean, unanimous decision. Like nobody had to say, "Oh, Glenn got robbed," or that was clean. I didn't take any punishment. I didn't get hit that fight. It was just a clean sweep. And I think that showed my maturity and my ring savvy.
He had the same game plan as he had in the first fight.
I think he did, but it didn't go that way. I mean, I know I was gonna go out and just outbox him. Cause I knew the type of fight he wanted, but I just didn't give it to him.
Look at this guy trying to pull a Muhammad Ali on you over here, champ.
So, Chad, I know you would go into the ring with a plan, but obviously there had to be some nights where you had to switch up and to adapt to your opponent and change your plan at times, right?
Yeah, that's. I mean, you always going with a plan, but I mean, I think 85-90% of the time that plan always changes.
Right.
I mean, I never remember a fight where I went in and the game plan just went exactly how we planned it to go.
Right.
Never. I mean, in the Glenn Johnson fight, our game plan was, and the first Glenn Johnson fight, me and Eddie, we drew up the game plan. The game plan was to be in dog shape, right? So we got in dog shape, we got in tip-top shape. And we knew, like, we matched the talent with the conditioning. We got in dog shape, and we knew we wanted to win. But the Glenn Johnson, we wanted to win 6 rounds. We wanted to get the first 6 rounds in the bag. We wanted to get the first 6 rounds in the bag, and that way we can cruise through the rest of the fight. Because I think Eddie knew we wasn't really gonna stop him. We knew it was gonna be a tough dog fight, so we wanted to win the first 6 rounds, and we did that.
You just put him away, champ.
Oh yeah. I told you I had to get him out of there.
Let's go back and catch that one again. That's oh
Yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't
Chad,
letting him go.
you was head hunting. You was determined to get him up out of there this fight.
And he embarrassed me in front of my hometown.
Mhm.
oh
Yeah, he dropped you. But I see what you're saying. It was more of a flash knockdown. You didn't lose your faculties or nothing like that. It was just
No,
like, damn, you dropped
it was a
me.
good punch though.
And you got up and got pissed off.
there we go. Oh
Yeah.
you're lucky he stopped that play. He almost got caught up in the ropes and wouldn't go down. Look at that. Oh my God. What a beautiful knockout
Yeah,
that
them
was.
days, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt good to go back and look at stuff like this, man. Be able to go back and look at it. History.
Well,
Really show my grandkids one
Man.
day.
And Chad, you talked about being able to change your plan, and I saw you do that in fights. And not to criticize a guy like Felix Trinidad, but when Felix Trinidad fought someone, if that left hook wasn't working, if his power wasn't working, he was kind of lost. Because when he fought Winky Wright, he couldn't change his plan. He had one plan and it didn't work. When he fought Bernard, it didn't work. Fighters like yourself and Floyd Mayweather, I mean, you have to have another plan if what you're doing isn't working, or if your opponent's doing something different.
But to guys like myself, Floyd Mayweather, like guys like that, like I don't even think it's more. It's like we just know how to adjust. You know what I'm saying? Like just gotta know how to adjust. If I got a guy who's coming in who's good on the inside, good head move, he wants to just be on the inside. Okay, I gotta find a way to keep you on the outside. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna fight over your aggression. I'm gonna use your aggression against you. You're coming forward. That gives me opportunities to step back, slide, uppercuts in there, boom, bam, move, slide, just to keep you coming forward. I mean, you gotta just be able to switch on the fly, man. I mean, it's not something like you say, oh, like you got 6 rounds. I got 6 rounds to figure this guy out. Nah, it don't work like that. You gotta figure him out. Find a game plan. Stick with it. If that game plan don't work, gotta abandon that. You gotta find another way. Gotta find loopholes.
Now, did you go in the ring with 2 plans or 3 plans or 1 plan?
For the Glenn Johnson fight, we only had 1 plan. Because we knew what type of fight it was going to be. The plan was to win the first 6 rounds, to get a good lead on the scorecard. After 6 rounds in the bag, we could cruise right. We could cruise through that. We could just win 3 rounds and get the fight. And that plan worked to the T, because we knew we wasn't stopping Glenn Johnson. We knew we wasn't going to stop him. We knew that for a fact. So we just wanted to outbox. We wanted to outwork him, and make the scorecard, make the judges look at him and be like, oh yeah, he put in a lot of work, man. Yeah. So Glenn Johnson had to play catch up. I didn't have to play catch up because I had to lead.
Good night, Scrapbook. Salute, brother. So, Scrapbook was at many of your fights. 2nd row.
Yeah, Chad.
Hey,
When you fought Ward, you know, you had that tough fight. You went down, then you came back and lost to Adonis. You really, after the Adonis fight, you even said you were done because you never got another title shot. You never you had some wins, some losses. How would you describe your career after the Ward and the Stevenson fights?
After that, how would I describe it? It was depressing. It wasn't. I mean, I was after the War fight. I felt like after the War fight, then I had a great training camp in the Stevenson fight. You know, ready to come back and get that back. I feel like after that, then the knockout. I felt like after that, I disappeared for like a year, maybe almost a year, 2 years. I felt like it was just depressing, man. It was just I went through those motions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean,
and how long did it take you to kind of shake that?
Oh man, it's funny because you don't know you're going through it until you know you're going through it. I mean, so
right.
It took me a while. It took me like 2 or 3 years, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. It took me a while.
Let me shout out a couple of fights. Let me shout out a couple of other brothers who stopped in our shack over here, man. Major Key Boxing, salute to you. W Right Side, my brother. Thanks for coming by, man. Thanks for coming by. Enjoying some awesome boxing conversations over here with a multi-time light heavyweight champ, man. We got Bad Chad Dawson over here, man. It's our honor to have him in here, man. Champ, you've been making it go by really nice. You've got some awesome stories to tell us, man.
Hey man, I'm happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me again. Thank you.
And you know, Chad was a judge too for that Roy Jones Mike Tyson exhibition fight. Yeah. So what was that like? How did they choose you?
Oh wow!
And you scored that for Roy, right?
I called it a draw.
Oh, you scored it a draw. Okay.
I called it a draw.
Okay. So how did you get that gig?
Oh, so WBC reached out to me. Jose Suleiman reached out, and he said they were doing something where they were judging remote, something new they were trying, and they wanted me to be one of the judges. Yeah, so I didn't have to go to the fight or anything. I did it right from my house. Yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
Oh wow, cool.
But people were mad at me because I called it a draw. I mean, look, I couldn't get nobody. It was a draw to me. I mean, nobody got knocked out. Nobody got. Thank God, nobody got seriously hurt. I mean,
yes,
Roy boxed good, and you saw a little bit of Roy at one time. You saw a little bit of Mike at one time, but I didn't see nobody significantly beating anybody up. I mean, I didn't see. I called it a
So
draw. That was my
okay,
honest.
so Roy Jones, obviously a little older than you, but he was a great light heavyweight. Do you think about fighters like that? Because you were almost in the same era. Do you ever think about, man, if I got Roy Jones in the ring, this would have happened or that would have happened, or is that not even a thought? Is that something just us fans think
Nah,
about?
I mean, I think about that all the time because Roy was Roy, man. Roy, one of the best to do it. So it's like, do I think about? I always think about that. Like, I think Roy would have got me if I was not. If I was at the time when Roy was Roy, and at my okay, when Roy was Roy and when I was me, it'd be tough. It'd be tough. It'd be tough. But that'd be a good matchup. That'd be a good matchup.
Oh,
It'd definitely be a good matchup because Roy, I'm definitely a big Roy Jones Jr. fan. Definitely big Roy Jones Jr. fan. So,
Wow.
in my opinion,
And
Roy Jones Jr. is the most talented boxer ever. In my
Yeah,
opinion, the most
I'm
talented
with you.
boxer ever.
the
That's
the
my
most
opinion.
talented boxer I've ever seen in my life.
Roy Jones Jr., man.
Absolutely. I was fortunate enough to see Sugar Ray Leonard. I was fortunate enough to see Ali in an exhibition.
And Sugar Ray Leonard was talented.
Oh, I saw him at the Civic Center when he fought Floyd Mayweather Sr. at the
But
Providence
Roy
Civic
was special. Roy was special.
He was like Superman to me when he
Still ain't never
lost.
seen Still ain't never
When
seen
he
nobody
lost,
like that yet.
oh my God,
Nobody yet.
when he lost to Tarver, it was like it
Me
was
too.
like
What?
Superman losing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Well, that was another case of dropping weight, inadvisably. He
yeah,
had just fought
yeah.
Johnny Ruiz as
At
heavyweight,
heavyweight.
and he had to drop 20, 30 pounds of muscle to come down to 175.
Yeah.
muscle.
Insane.
So
Well, that just
growing,
go, Judge.
Chad, who I'm assuming you were a fight fan as a kid, or maybe not. But what fighters influenced you growing up, or because your style is your style?
Yeah.
But what fighters influenced you growing up?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I just remember when I was younger, growing up, my father always had this Marvin Hagler poster. That's why I always say Marvin Hagler was my favorite fighter. Because I remember that. I always remember that poster in my house when I was a little kid. My father had a Marvin Hagler poster, so I just always remember that picture. So those were when I started getting into boxing when I was like 8 or 9. Those that's what I would watch. I'm saying, but as a teenager, when I got older, in high school, I didn't. In high school, I boxed. I was an amateur boxer, but I played basketball, I played football. So I wasn't like, I was an amateur boxer, but I wasn't like into amateur boxing. Like I wasn't like a national, like going to the national and stuff. Like I was like going to the USA Championship and stuff like that. Because boxing was just like my hobby. Like it was like I was good at it. I did it, but I played basketball, I played football, I did other stuff. But I didn't start getting like, I didn't start really focusing on boxing until I was like probably 18.
Wow.
Like probably like 18 when I said, yo, all right. Cause at that time when I was 18, that's when everybody was telling me like, yo, you good, man. You good enough. Yo, you good. And I just went to the Junior World Championship and won a bronze medal. So I came back from there. I was 18, getting ready to turn 19. And I was like, yo, I ain't had nothing to do. I wasn't playing basketball no more. I wasn't playing football. I was like, yo. My trainer was like, yo, you want to ready to turn pro? I was like, I turn pro, I don't care. So that's how it happened. I mean, I signed my first my contract with my first professional contract, signed that inside of my boxing gym. I mean, no lawyers around, nobody, signed a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't doing that with my life right now, you know what I'm saying? And this right here might be something that could get me out of my situation. So that's literally how it happened, bro. And I was like, yo. But I always, like I said, I started boxing when I was like 10. Had my first fight when I was like 12. And I was an amateur. I boxed in the amateurs for like 6 years and I turned pro. I mean, so it's like, It's like,
Now,
like
were there any fighters that you illuminated along the way? Any fighters that were your heroes that you wanted to be like? I know George is a Sugar Ray Leonard fan. He didn't want to be like him. He wanted to be Sugar Ray Leonard.
yeah,
And
like I don't think it's any fighters I wanted to be like. I wanted to fight like them. I mean, like maybe have the spirit of them and stuff like that. But like never, it was never nobody I wanted to be like. I mean, I wish I could fight like and had the hand speed and the footwork and the spring intelligence and the reflexes like Roy. But that's not. At the end of the day, everybody got to find their own identity. Like me, I found my own identity. I figured out what worked for me. You know what I'm saying? I figured out how to control distance. You know what I'm saying? I figured out how to use a jab. I realized, and I started to understand that my jab was my most lethal weapon. I mean, so it's just things like that. You know, you start to just learn yourself and figure out what works for you, what's good for you, what punch. You know what I mean? It took me years to realize that I had a decent left uppercut. You know, it took me years to realize that before I got comfortable throwing it. I mean, so it's just little things.
And it's obvious you had a lot of confidence in yourself. But did you ever think when you were 18? You said you were 18 when you said, "Well, I'm going to do this as a pro." But did you? I mean, look at the career you ended up having. Yeah. You know, you won the light heavyweight title a few times. Did you ever think when you were 18 turning pro that you were going to be a champion, that you were going to dominate a division for and have the run that you had? Did you ever think that was possible?
No, I didn't think that at all. I didn't start to think like that I could take this all the way until I was like maybe like 15, 16 and 0. Yeah, but before that, like I said, I would fight. I would fight, go home, hang out with my friends, get a fight, train like 2-3 weeks, go fight, train 2-3 weeks, go fight. Like I wasn't even, but that was the time when I wasn't matching my potential with, you know what I mean, I wasn't matching my talent with my work ethic. You know what I'm saying? I was just winning. I was winning fights. Yeah, I was winning fights easy, but that was just my talent. But when I realized that, once I matched my conditioning and my work ethic with my talent, that's when everything changed for me. That's why I was able to beat on such a short notice, beat Tomas Adamek. Like because at that time, that's when the switch came on. Like I got with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. He got me a strength and conditioning trainer. Like everything just started working like clockwork. And I stuck with that regimen. I would fight. I would go to Vegas, train for 8 weeks, come home after I fight, spend time with my family, go back to Vegas, 8 weeks, train. That's how I just kept that regimen. I kept that regimen, kept it. And I went on to do good things with that little formula right there.
Hey, Chad,
I'm putting up your fight with Cornelius White over here, champ.
Yeah. Oh, this was at 5. So this was in
Oxford, Reading, Connecticut.
This was in 2000. No, this was in 2017 or 18. This was one of my comeback fights. I had just had shoulder surgery. I just came off of shoulder surgery. Yeah, I just came off of shoulder surgery.
April 2016.
Yeah, I just had shoulder surgery. First fight back. I didn't feel good this fight. This wasn't. I wanted to fight. I think I stopped him in the like 4th, 5th round, something like that. But it definitely wasn't one of my best performances.
So at this point in your career,
Chad.
Go ahead, Trick.
Yeah.
We've been cutting you off all night, Trick.
Oh. No, it's all good, man. No, and Chad, I want to piggyback off a question George asked you, like, who you pattern the style after. Now, me personally, watching you fight, when you put your hands together and you combine your defense and your offense and your punching power, you reminded me like a taller version of a Mark II Sharp Johnson.
Yeah, I heard that before.
That's my opinion, you know. Yeah, it remind me of a taller version, a bigger version of him, man. When you put together, I mean, it was just watching you box, man, was just awesome, man. So that's just my my take on you. You know, maybe if you pattern your style after anybody. So I just say, you know, they kind of remind me of a bigger version of Mark II Sharp Johnson.
My style originated from my amateur coach. Brian Clark. He's my amateur coach, and he was always like, he's the type of trainer. He was like, hit and don't get hit. I mean, like he was always. Well, I'm definitely gonna say my style originated from my amateur style. You know, I think as I got older, I turned pro. I started working with different trainers. You know, I think I added a few things, and people knock me for working with so many different trainers, but you gotta understand, I got a lot of knowledge from those different trainers. You know what I'm saying? Like I picked up a lot of things. Like I picked up stuff from Dan Birmingham. A lot of people don't even know I trained with Dan Birmingham.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, I trained with Dan Birmingham.
I didn't either.
Yeah, see, I've been with him. I was with him for like 3 fights. I was out in Florida with Winky and those guys. Jeff Lacey trained with those guys. Floyd Senior. I trained. I mean, so I've worked with a lot of guys, man. So, I mean, that's knowledge. That's knowledge I was able to pick up.
Hey, let me shout out a couple of people that stopped in the room here. My brother Jellybean 4280, man. Salute to you. Coach Malachi, New Media USA Today, brother. Salute, man. Thanks for stopping by, bro. Mr. Mechanical, I think I shouted you out already, bro. Salute, bro. Thank you again for coming by. Q to God, man. Salute to you, my brother. Salute to you, man. Thanks for coming by. We're talking to the champ over here, light heavyweight, multi-time champion, man. Bad Chad Dawson. So check it out, man. This is a
this fight
comeback.
right here, I still have this fight right here. I still have a little bit of my reflexes. I still have a little.
How long was this? How long were you off before this fight?
Before this fight right here, I think like a year and a half.
Wow. Because today it seems like a year and a half is almost average for these fighters. They take a lot of time.
Yeah. And come thinking about it, I mean, it's smart. I mean, I remember a time I was fighting like 3 times a year. And then 2 times a year, so it's like they get more breaks now. They get like you fight. If I fight in January, I'm not fighting again until July or August. I mean, so it's kind of stretched out a little more now. But I think a few years ago when I was fighting, man, they were fighting you as much as they could.
Mm-hmm.
That was the golden age of boxing compared to today. Yeah. Today we forget who these guys are.
Yeah, but it hurts fighters, and it hurts fighters to not be active, and then it hurts fighters to be too active.
Right.
So wear and tear is real, man. Like wear and tear.
Twice a year is the happy medium.
Twice a year is good.
Yeah.
One half of the year, next half of the year, with the fight 3-4
they think
times.
they're doing something.
Unless you're
fighting
young,
twice a year.
I remember I was fighting. I was fighting sometimes. I was fighting like 3-4 times in 6 months. But when you're young, you can do that. I mean, when you're knocking guys out and getting them out of there quick, they push you, they rush you.
But I noticed you never took on these easy fighters, even in your younger career. You never took on these I hate to say tomato cans, but
yeah,
I mean all your fighters were tough fights.
Yeah, but that started with my amateur trainer too, because he would never let me fight a guy with a losing record. From the time I turned pro, he would never let me fight a guy with a losing record.
Man,
never. He always wanted me to fight a guy with a decent record. He didn't want to baby me, and I think he helped me out. That helped me a lot due to my career, because I wasn't baby. I mean, I was like, I was pushed through the right way.
D-Ray, man, thanks for coming by, brother. My man D-Ray over there, great guy, great fan. I think he's with Bud Crawford Promotions, so we got to watch what we say around D-Ray.
So Chad, this fight right here, this is only 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But did you notice that you couldn't do the things you used to, or was your mentality, were you not as into your career as you were before? Like, what was your mindset right here in this fight at the age of 33?
I wasn't so much into my career anymore. I mean, yeah, no, I'm gonna say I stopped being into my career after this fight. After this fight, I fought Farah.
Yeah,
right.
And after that was when I was like, oh yeah, all right, yeah, because I was winning that fight.
I remember
Yeah,
that fight.
I was so disappointed in myself.
Yeah,
because I think I won every round.
you were definitely winning the fight, but those last few rounds you started to slow down. And then
that's when I realized. Yeah, I was like, all right. That's when you go back and you look and be like, damn, I should have did those extra 2 miles. I should have did those. And when you gotta think like that, that's when you know it's over.
Did you ever work with Emmanuel Stewart? Because I thought I heard.
Yeah, I worked with Emmanuel Stewart.
I thought so.
Yeah, I worked with Emmanuel Stewart. Yep. Yeah,
Hey, Trick, I have a question for you, Chad.
When I worked with Emmanuel Stewart, it was like a year and a half, 2 years before he passed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. But when I worked with him, it was funny because it was like we were more like friends than boxer and trainer. Because he was telling me like he was getting deep with me, man. We were talking about like life and talking about, things he wish he would have did different and things like that. So like, but I mean, we did work and we did train and we did things like that, but it was more so like he was just like, like telling me like life lessons, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then but I definitely it was a great experience. I got to train at Kronk Gym, the famous Kronk Gym. I got to train in the gym. That was cool. Being in Detroit was cool. You know what I mean? It was fun.
Was it really like 95 degrees in that gym?
I was just gonna ask him that question.
When I was there, it was wintertime. It wasn't 95 degrees. It wasn't
because they used to back in when Hearns was there, like the they used to keep that thing at like 90, 95 year round.
I know it was always packed. I know that. It was always a full gym.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I forgot about Emmanuel Stewart, man. Yeah, I forgot about rest his soul, man. I forgot about Rafael Garcia. Rest in peace.
Yeah, right. We saw him earlier.
I learned a hell of a lot from him, man. One of the greatest guys, probably the best guy I ever met in boxing. The most nice, humble guy, respectful. You know what I mean? And he didn't even have to work with me. Remember, I was a young kid getting to Vegas. I was like 23 years old, and he just took a liking to me off the rip. I don't know why, but he just took a liking to me, and he was my cut man ever since. I mean, from the first day I walked into a top ring gym when I first got to Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's life like for you now? You got 4 kids and they're growing up.
Yeah.
They're getting older.
Sports. Yeah, sports. Right now, sports. Everybody's doing something different. My oldest is getting ready to graduate. My second oldest is playing basketball. 2 youngest playing basketball. Baseball just started. So we all over the place, man.
I imagine you're probably busier than you used to be when you were fighting.
Yeah, I am because when I was fighting, I got to go to training camp and chill.
Yep.
But now it's like, what I'm saying, now it's daytime. It's their turn. You gotta support them.
This might be silly, but do your kids realize who you were in the sport, like your stature, because you dominated the division for a few years? Do they realize who their father is?
Let me tell you, my 2 oldest sons, my oldest son and my third oldest. A boxing fanatic. They know everything about boxing. They watch boxing. I always tell look, if you don't want to be a boxer, you can always be a trainer. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's how knowledgeable they are about boxing. That's how much they know about boxing. They're all into it. Everyday boxing. They train. My oldest, my 18, he trains with me. He does everything I do. He wants it bad. But I wish I would have started him a little earlier.
Right. There's a question from Trick. Trick because we keep cutting Trick off. So
I know we do. We have to type his questions out there.
I know. He wants to know
about the original 4 over here. Trick wants to know.
It's a slide encounter. I just put it in the thing. Yeah.
Was Bernard looking for a way out? You think in that first fight?
The first fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, he found a way out. Yeah,
he did
he's
find
smart.
a way
He got paid twice. He got paid 2 times.
There's your answer.
Right? Yeah, I always said that, man. He's smart. He got paid twice for something he didn't want to do.
Is it me or Bernard Hopkins always end up mysteriously getting hurt in his fights? He got hurt in the Chad Dawson fight. I think he got hurt in one of Antoine Eccles fights. He got hurt in one of the Robert Allen fights. He got hurt in
Just-
the Macaro fight. He's always getting hurt. I think he got hit him with low blow. He's always getting hurt.
You know
Something going on with Hopkins, man.
I love B Hop though, man. You know why? Because you know what I do now? Like sometimes I still watch boxing. I watch old fights, but I love watching B Hop. The old B Hop. 94, 90, 96, 97. When B Hop was coming up, man, he was dog, man.
Oh yeah.
He was a dog, man. He was a smooth criminal. he was a
How,
dog.
how about another dog from back in the day? How about James Toney? What did you think of James Toney?
Oh yeah, James Toney. I think on my pound for pound list, I got James Toney in the top 20 all time.
Who do you have number one on your top pound for pound list?
All time?
All time.
Wow.
He put you on the spot, Chad.
No.
I want to say Joe Louis. But
How about this, champ? How about a Mount Rushmore? Your four greatest.
Four greatest on Mount Rushmore? Marvin Hagler, Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones Jr.
Woo.
Oh.
I'll take that Mount Rushmore.
That's
Hey,
mine.
you got to meet Hagler too, because I saw your Instagram.
Yeah, I met him a couple times. Yeah.
What was it like meeting him?
It was I got to talk to him for like 2 minutes, something like that. But
That's it.
it was it was at the Hall of Fame. You know, with a lot of stuff going on. It was just a pleasure just to shake his hand and get a picture with him, man. All I wanted was a picture with him. That's it. And I got that. You know, I was happy with that. I got the picture with him, so I always had, you know, and I got the picture with my wife and my son, so it's more special. So
Yeah, we've had some great boxers come out of New England, brother. I mean,
yeah,
you know, even we had Marlon Starling in Connecticut. We had Rocky Marciano, Mickey Ward, Joey Gamache,
yep.
John Scully, yourself. I mean, the list goes on and on. Who was your favorite home? Who was your favorite New England fighter?
Say that again.
Who's your favorite fighter from New England besides Hagler and yourself?
My favorite fighter from New England. I don't know. I don't. Right now, I Boo Boo. I like Boo Boo.
Boo Boo.
I like Boo Boo. He's getting better. He's showing he's definitely showing that he's ready for a big fight. But
He just can't get that. Why do you think he can't? Like this is a problem in boxing. He's obviously got talent. Why can't he get the fight?
It's a dangerous fight.
You just pounded Cornelius right to submission.
If I want to stay undefeated, I'm not gonna fight Boo Boo Andrade. If I want to stay undefeated, I mean, I might get the win. I might not get the win. I mean, 50-50 toss up. I mean, do you want to? A lot of guys don't want to risk that. Oh, they don't want to. I mean, he's pretty much in the same situation I was in, kind of. I mean, guys didn't want to fight me. The top guys didn't want to fight me. I mean, they were forced. Taro was forced to fight me. Whether he said it or not, he was forced to fight me. Glenn Johnson wasn't forced. He's never forced to fight anybody. But
right.
I mean, these guys, they were forced. Bernard was forced. I mean, that's how it is.
But at least, I mean, you had those big names, and Andre, I feel bad for the guy because his career is just, you know, you only have so many years in your prime. You know that.
Man, he's getting ready to go to England, right? To defend the title.
Parker, I believe.
Yeah. Against some. Yeah, man. Man, I think you should think twice about that.
You're just pounding this poor guy in the ropes over here till the referee stops him. You're just dropping those freaking right hands on top of him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, look. Chad, listen. Chad was not going to lose to a guy named Cornelius. This guy's name was Cornelius White. Chad Dawson was never going to lose to someone named Cornelius. It just wasn't going to happen.
And it didn't happen.
Hey, it happens, man.
It
it happens because I lost to a guy named who's the guy I lost to? If at Fox was the kid. It was after my comeback fight in Canada. I came back home before that Fox was.
Oh, Tommy Karpensky.
Oh yeah, man! I can't believe I lost that fight. If you tell me about a fight, that I can't believe I lost that fight. That fight was a fight that I don't know what happened. I was ashamed of that fight.
Right at Foxwood. And you've had a lot of fights at Foxwood too, haven't you, my brother?
Yeah, my career beginning. My first fight was at Mohegan Sun. I fought back and forth between Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods for like my first 10, 12 fights. Something like that. Maybe like in between there, a couple other places. But yeah, Foxwoods and Mohegan was my home at the beginning.
All right. It was my home till I lost my mortgage there, so I kind of stay away from Foxwoods now. But it's great. I only live down the street in Rhode Island, man. 45-minute ride. We could see some great fights there.
I'm 30 minutes.
Great fights.
So, hey Chad, you took me around where you grew up, and a lot of people know New Haven. That's where you grew up. A lot of people, when they think of New Haven, they think of Yale University, Ivy League school.
Yeah.
New Haven's not like that. Can you talk about New Haven and how it was for you growing up?
Oh, growing up in New Haven? No, New Haven's not what people might think it is. I mean, you think about we got Yale, which pretty much taking over the whole city, buying up everything, pushing people out. But I mean, you got Yale. It's like any other city in any other city. I mean, it's no different. Every city has a ghetto, right? So I mean, I grew up in the ghetto. It was violence. It was drugs. But you got to find a way to navigate through those things. I mean, I found a way through boxing and through sports, and not just boxing, but playing basketball, playing football, being athletic. Coming up, I had role models like friends who were role models, had teachers who were role models to me, who saw my potential, and tried to keep pushing me the right way. So I mean, it could have been hard, but it wasn't hard for me because I had my amateur coach who looked out for me. So I had people who pretty much who guided me, and pushed me in the right direction. But I'm not saying that it wasn't tough. It was hard because it was many times where I could have went off and went the other way, but God willing, I was always put back on the right path. So I can remember meeting my wife. After meeting my wife, and I remember after a year after we were together, she was pregnant, and I think when she told me she was pregnant, I think that was when I really realized, okay, I gotta get it together.
How old were you when she got pregnant?
I was 20. Yeah, I had just turned 20 when I found. Yeah, I had just turned 20, and I mean, like things happen. People are putting into your life for a reason. Things happen in your life for a reason, and I believe that. And I believe at that time that was the that's what I needed. I needed my wife. I needed that type of stability in my life. I got that, and after that, it was nothing but fun, man. I had fun growing up, watching my kids grow. Bringing them to fights. And it's good because he's 18, but he remembers all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it's not like the younger one. My youngest one and my third youngest one. They remember a little bit of it, but not a lot. But my first two, they remember most of it.
And let me shout out to my brother Carl, the Crocodile Dundee Hunter. Salute to you, my brother Carl Hansen from Down Under coming in here. And DP Rocker, man, thank you for coming in. And my brother Remy, man, thanks you guys for coming in, man. We got a question, Chad. Any chance of you becoming a trainer?
Yeah, definitely. Right now, I train fighters. Nah, well, I do train. I train my sons, my two sons, my 13-year-old and my 18-year-old. I'm training them right now. I'm definitely looking to get into training. I'm definitely want to be that's definitely my next step. Probably get into some training. I got a lot of knowledge, man. I got a lot to offer, man. It depends on who's willing to take it and who's willing to receive it.
And you were just speaking about the youth today and how boxing saved your life. I mean,
Yeah.
You think that could save a lot of other lives out there? Because it's a jungle out there, brother.
Definitely,
it.
because you don't. I would tell the young guys all the time, and you don't know, like, you think because you're 14, 15, 16, you think you know it all, but you don't know it all. You never know your potential. I mean, like I told my son, like I wish I would have started him boxing a little earlier, but I didn't. And so he's 18 now. He definitely, if you see him, you see him box, you see him spar, you be like, damn man, he looks just like you, man. He looks just like you. But there's certain things that are missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's all about me guiding him the right way. If he does want to continue to go forward, he's 18 now. If he wants to continue to do it, I tell him all the time, you gotta be ready to learn on the job. I mean, because you're 18 now, so you got to go. You got to be ready to learn fast. It's gonna be about me not just throwing him out there because he's my son. I mean, I'll be willing and ready to protect him, just like if I get any other fighter. You know, any fighter that comes to me and puts their career in my hands and expects me to make them better and care for them and nurture them and make them good and get them to the point where they become world champion. That's my job, you know, to protect them. I mean, to steer them the right way. You know, and that's what I'm gonna do with my sons. And this is my first time dealing, even being able to deal with fighters, and it's a blessing that they're my sons, and I can guide them the right way, tell them the right thing to do.
That's a great question because you're 39, you know, and your career is, you know, you may have a fight here and there, but you said pretty much your career is over. But you're only 39 years old. You've got, you know, so much of your life ahead of you. What is it that you want to do in this next chapter of your life?
Next chapter of my life, just be happy, man. Just be happy.
That's a
Be
good
with my
goal.
wife and my kids, and you know, I mean, me and my wife been together for 20 years now, 21 years almost. I'm happy, man. I just in the future, I just want to be with my wife, be with my kids, and take care of my kids. I hope we have grandkids in the next, 5, 6. Just live the life, man. Just live the happy life. You know, I had a great career, and I'm also looking forward to having grandkids so I can show them all my my hardware, my belt. Let them know who their grandpa was. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine having your grandfather be Bad Chad Dawson. Like, that's my grandfather. You imagine that? Like,
I can't wait.
That's my grandfather, Bad Chad Dawson.
Yep.
That's my grandfather.
Let me yell out, Con Shawner, you stopped in, man. Always showing love and support on Tuesday Night Fights, man. Salute to you, my brother. My brother Scotty over World Combat Sports, man. Shout out, man. Scotty shouting out Trick Nolte and everybody else out here, man. So thanks for coming by. Remy, your daughter's 21st birthday Sunday. 21st. Woo. Look out. Get the shotgun out, Remy. You're going to need that, brother. If you haven't already got it out, man. Oscar Prince, thank you so much for coming in, man. Thank you so much for coming in.
You know, Chad's wife, Crystal, and Chad, you probably know this. Back when I met you, 10 years ago, she was like the one I would go to set things up. Like, she would tell me your schedule and all that stuff. Bruce, we have to get, like, next time we talk to Chad, we have to get Crystal on too, because I'm sure she's got a lot of stories about being the husband of a world champion and all the things that she had to go through behind the scenes. And I know you guys have been married for what, 14 years now, Chad?
What, 14 years? 15? No, like 11.
You better get it right, Chad, if she's right next to you.
You see, he asked her.
Yep.
He asked
You
her.
better know. You better know, Chad.
Yeah, 14 years. Yeah,
Come
14 years.
on left hook.
Hey, Chad, I'm just glad you didn't answer. You asked her. You looked over there real quick. How long?
Long enough, and you know to take a look before you answer. That's
You saw me take the look, right? You told me.
I just celebrated 21 years 2 weeks ago. So.
Oh, congratulations, man! 21 years.
21 years with my current wife and my soulmate and my spouse for life. So, man, shout out to her, and shout out to marriage, bro. I mean,
yeah.
It's Trick Nolte. You're next, my brother. I know you're spoken for, but we want to see you walking down that aisle, my brother.
You saw his face when you said that.
Hey, man, I'm getting there, man. I'm trying to, man. No, I never been though. Not
Trick.
once. Never been.
Hey, boy, Trick had that look on his face like, what the hell you You just say to me, man. Shit. Hey. Hey,
Oh,
man, it could
man.
be, hey, I'll tell you like this.
Nothing wrong with
It
that.
could be a beautiful thing, man. It could be a beautiful thing. You just gotta find the right partner, man. Just gotta find the right partner. That's all.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
If any of you
Chad,
guys have any questions for Chad, man, I know we've taken up a lot of his time, but before he goes, anybody has any questions that you don't mind answering, Champ? We're gonna open it up because we got such a good crowd out there. We got such good people that come in here, and I can feel the love. They all love boxing. They all have different opinions about different fighters that they favor, but man, they're all solid. I see all solid people in here, and man, they're all here to see you, Champ.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys.
yeah, I got a question.
Yep.
Hey, Chad.
You again?
Me again. Chad, I'm in Connecticut now.
Ah,
I'm in New Canaan now, so I
Oh,
don't
all
think
right.
I'm not far from you. So I need to revisit the Chad Dawson home and see you and your kids who are big now. So I
Yeah.
want to try and make that happen one day.
Yeah, definitely. We just I figured out a way to get you my number.
Well, I think Trick might have it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you don't
My wife
mind,
said-
I get it to him.
Messenger.
Okay.
Messenger.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Ashley,
Definitely make that happen.
Ashley's Corner's in here, man. Shout out to Ashley's Corner, man. Thank you for coming by, sweetheart. Thank you so much, man. We're enjoying an evening
My
with
sister right there.
your sister. You got it, G5, man. And we're enjoying
Girl,
an
that
evening
was
with Bad Chad Dawson over here, man. Awesome stuff.
Hey, Chad, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm glad when you brought up about that training situation, man, because I see in today's game a lot of trainers, they want to be bigger than the boxer, or some of them like that, and some of them they don't care. They just gonna put them in because they want to get paid. They don't care what the opposition look like. If the fighter not ready, they just like, hey, I need my cut, and I'm glad
Yeah, but
put some insight.
that's a different level of boxing. It's a
Yeah.
that's a different level. That's like that. That's not like that bar fights. I mean, like little clubhouse boxing. Like, at the top of boxing, the top level, that's not going on.
Yeah.
That's not going on up there. You might have these so-called trainers that go to gyms and get guys and get them fights and steal their money and stuff like that. That's not going on at the elite level.
Somebody asked earlier in the chat, I saw one of the questions. They wanted to know what you thought about fathers training their sons.
I missed that one. Good
Father
question.
training sons.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Joe
Yeah, me
Frazier
too.
trained his son, Roy Jones's dad, at one point trained him. What do you think about that dynamic? Is it a good thing, a bad thing?
It's all about chemistry.
Yeah.
It's all about the chemistry you have with your father, the father and son have. I mean, so if there's no chemistry there, it's definitely not gonna work. If it's like, but you also gotta know how to talk to them and work with them. When I first started working with my sons, it took me a minute to realize that yelling and getting frustrated is not gonna get through to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna work like that. Like, we'll be in the gym, my wife be like, "Why Chad? Just talk to him. Why you don't say?" But she had to remind me that, okay, they are my sons. So I had to learn that, like, okay, it's not gonna be all about be about yelling and cursing, and you gotta be able to give it to them deliver it to them the right way so that they understand it. I'm saying that's what I figured out. And so that way it makes it easier. And my kids, they're athletic already, so it's like it's not gonna be that easy for me to show them something. They'll get it like this. So that's a plus that they're already athletic. They play sports and all that. So I don't have to be tough on them more because they know and him, especially him. He saw me go through it. He saw me train. He's been in my training camps. He saw me, so he kind of knows. What it's gonna take for him to be even remotely close to what I was. So he knows what he's got to do.
So your training style is not like Mickey in the Rocky movies, screaming, getting in people's faces, screaming, because you know how trainers are portrayed.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm new at this. I'm still new. Don't get me wrong. It might come a time where I have to. give it to him, let him know. But but you always gotta remember that everybody's not like me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's. So I mean, right now, like I said, it's still early. My 10-year-old son, he had his first amateur fight. This is how talented he is. Like, so he had his first amateur fight back in September. He had his first amateur fight. He won his first fight. You know, with me and his mom, we were all excited. And then, like a month later, he said he wants to go play basketball. He'll come back to boxing after basketball season over. So he's like, whatever. He's good in basketball. He plays baseball. He's real good in baseball. But it's like, that's just another sense where like I'm not gonna push boxing. You
don't play boxing.
No, definitely don't play boxing. And that's why.
No sir.
That's another reason why I would never push boxing on him. I mean, if you want to do it. But don't do it.
And it's going to be 100%.
Yeah, don't do it because your dad did it and everybody expects you to do that. Nah, because at the end of the day, I'm not the one getting hit. I mean, you're the one getting hit.
See, you don't have to live vicariously through your sons. You've already had the gold. So I mean, what is that feeling when you get that gold draped over your shoulder? Is that just the pinnacle of the mountain right there, man?
Yeah, especially when it's something that you dreamed about your whole life. Like my father was a boxer, so it was always like I always felt like I had not like I had to be a boxer, but I wanted to be a boxer. I think boxing was the first sport I was introduced to. My father was a boxer, so when I was little, I guess I would walk around with gloves on all the time. So I guess I was like boxing was definitely my first love. But then as I got older, I started playing other sports. Like when I was like 7 or 8, I started playing basketball, started playing football. You start realizing that you're athletic and that you can do these other sports. And you start to, veer off to different lanes. But I always found myself going back to boxing.
And boxing is the one-on-one sport.
So in my 6 years as an amateur, I had 95 amateur fights.
Wow.
So in 6 years, I packed in a lot of fights.
Were there any future champions or future opponents that you fought in the amateurs coming up?
I think it was one or two. I think it was one or two of them. I fought this kid Dumont Welliver in the kid named was Dumont Welliver. I fought him in the finals of the what was it? The finals of the nationals. Dumont Welliver. He beat me in the amateurs. Then I beat him in I stopped him in the pros. Yeah, I think it might have been a couple other guys. I'm not sure.
Well, not 95 fights. That's an extensive amateur career. You must have been doing a lot of traveling.
I was 85 and 11. I know I had 11.
96, which was 85. 11.
Wow.
Yeah. 86 and 11, something like that. Yeah.
Now somebody's asking you a question, my friend.
So Shane, what's your weight right now? What do you weigh right now?
Right now I'm like 205.
Well, you're almost ready to go back in the ring as a cruiserweight, bro.
Yeah, but I don't feel good. I don't feel good at this weight though.
It feels too heavy.
No, I mean, maybe 195 is what I should walk around at, like 195, not 200. Like right now, I feel kind of heavy. Yeah, gotta get the weight better. Get down to like 195, something like that.
Yeah, guys like you who made their living coming in on weight, you know you're walking around weight.
Yeah, I'm not used to being out of shape. I mean, I've been in shape like my whole life. Like I'm not used to like
to fight the fighters that you fought in that amount of time. There's no time to get out of shape.
Yeah.
Now you see these guys that take a year off. It's like they come back and they go to fat camp. They have to lose 25, 30 pounds before they even start training.
Yeah, and I learned that early. This is one thing I learned early. Never ever go 10 pounds above your weight class after a fight.
Wow.
I learned that early.
And you stuck to that, huh?
And I stuck with it. Yeah. I stuck with that. Never go 10 pounds above your weight class.
Man, if
never go to training camp. Never go to training camp to make weight. You go to training camp to get in shape, not to make weight. You don't turn training camp into a weight loss camp.
I saw Fernando Vargas once. He wasn't the junior middleweight champ anymore, but I saw him. He was still fighting. He was in between fights, I almost didn't recognize him. He probably weighed like 215, 220 pounds, and he would lose all that weight. I mean,
Wow.
that has to take. You probably seen fighters that did
Yeah.
that. Their weight went up and down, and that has to
And
take
you
a
know
toll
what?
on you as a
You
fighter.
know what? That's what they expect from fighters. They expect for us after we retire to get fat, become drug addicts and alcoholics, and lose our mind. But that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I just things that I learned in my lifetime, things that I picked up on boxing, waking up early, working out, exercising, understanding what stimulates my mind, what makes me want to, that's how I get by every day. As I said, I still work out, I still train, I still get up, run 6 miles in the morning. And that's just me. That's what
Wow.
motivates me. You know what I'm saying? That makes me want to get up. If I could lose
Yeah,
5 pounds, if I could lose 5 pounds in the next 10 days, that's a goal. That's a goal. That's a goal I want to reach. I'm going to reach that goal. I did that goal. Okay, that's going to make me feel a little better. I mean, it's like just got to live by.
Now, let me ask you, Chad. How do you eat? Do you stick with a healthy diet, a balanced diet, or do you go to McDonald's and Chinese? And
Nah, I eat regular, but I mean every once in a while a burger McDonald's, but not every day. Like lately, I've been eating healthy lately, getting in 3 meals a day, eating my vegetables.
The bad Chad Dawson pizza.
lot of
No, I
water.
haven't had that in years.
A lot of water.
Yeah, a lot of water, vitamins. I'm still taking vitamins, everything. I'm doing everything the way. I'm lifting weights.
Great.
Staying healthy, man. You know, the more work you put in, the longer life you live. You know what I'm saying? So I like to
I
run.
know, brother.
I like to put in my road work. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I run like 25, 30 miles a week.
Wow.
Yes, I'm yeah.
Should have ran in the Boston Marathon yesterday.
No, I did a marathon a couple years ago. I did a 15K. What I did it? 20K. I did a 20K.
Oh yeah, that's.
I think it was like
Wow.
14 miles, something like that. Yeah,
well
man.
over 10 miles, definitely. That's a.
Yeah,
That's something I couldn't do. I ran 10K races, and that was it. And it took me almost an hour to finish.
but
it.
I did it for fun. But when I got out there, I forgot it was just for fun.
I ran Circle K races.
Because the competition, you know what I'm saying? It was
Started to compete.
Yeah. So I get out there just to do it for fun. But then I'm running, and I found myself racing with everybody trying. You know what I'm saying? So I burnt myself out. I finished in like hour and like 50 something minutes, something like that. Oh man, it was quick. I was done for like 3 days. And I couldn't walk for like 3 days, man. I finished it.
Just shouting out a couple of more stragglers who came in here, man, and we appreciate it. My brother Stephen the Mac, salute to you. Teach. Thank you for coming by, man. Thank you for coming by, brother.
So, Chad, you have to let us know if this Victor Belfort fight is going to happen, because
I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, because I thought it was happening in February, like you said.
Yeah. Then they postponed it.
Hey, I'd like to see you get some revenge for Evander, because I saw what happened.
That's what I'm doing for.
Thank you.
That's what I'm doing for.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was disrespectful, man.
Yeah. So hopefully that happens.
Yeah, but I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop.
Oh, brother, thank you so much for coming by here, man. I appreciate that so much. It was an honor to have you here, and everybody else, I think, feels the same way.
Bad Chad Dawson.
Man, thanks for having me.
Heavyweight
This was fun, man.
champion of the world.
Yes, sir.
This was fun.
Indeed.
Have fun. Definitely looking forward to being back on.
Anything you want to say out there before you leave, my brother?
Yeah, man. Thanks to all my fans. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. Hopefully, be hearing more great stuff from me in the future. Look out for me. Peace out.
God bless you, my brother. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Peace.
I'm gonna promote you, brother.
Peace. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, Chad.
Yeah, have a good one, Chad. It was a pleasure hearing you speak, man.
Thank you.
We got to get you back on, man. ASAP.
Yeah. All right, hit me up.
Absolutely.
Yes,
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, brother. Opulent LD, man. Thank you for stopping in the building, bro. Thanks so much for coming in. True Talk with Anthony Evans, man. I haven't seen you here, bro, but welcome here and thanks for coming by. My brother, Musically Zoned Talk Boxing. I just call him MZ for short. Sends me a couple of great candles. My wife loves them. In fact, I think those are the aphrodisiacs in my life right now. So shout out to you for sending those candles, man.
Hey, shout out to Trick Nolte because this show was amazing. We were going to do a completely different show, which still would have been a great show. It was going to be about Matthew Saad Muhammad, former light heavyweight champ, a legend. Instead, we got a living legend, Chad Dawson. I mean, man, and it's cool because I have a history. You know, I shot with him 10 years ago, and he looks good. He sounds good. It sounds like his life is good right now. And look, how many of us have seen boxers that when they're done, like their career, their lives just go downhill? Chad's got his family, he's got his health. He looks like he's doing really good.
He sounds proper.
He can talk, you know.
Great, very inspirational. And any young boxers out there, I really wish they could have heard some of the knowledge that he was sharing with us. You know, I mean, this is an inner city man. This is a man who grew up in the inner city, rose to the pinnacles of boxing. Several times held that light heavyweight championship, IBF, WBC. I mean, this is boxing royalty that came in here with us, man. And, you know, I appreciate that more than you know, man. Mark Nash, my brother, salute to you, man. You came by late, bro, but this was a great show, man. We had a living legend on here, and we had my brother George Jakovic, my co-host. And man, it was like George is talking to his old buddy on here. I couldn't get a question in.
Yep.
And,
I'm really sorry.
No. Don't you say that, 'cause I'll give you one of these, George. I'll remind you of the old days. So. But man,
I went in my studious mode. You know me. It depends on how the interview go. I go in studious mode.
Yeah, you're right. 2 hours.
When you drop a question, bro, it's usually the question of the night you got in there, bro.
2 hours just flew by, just like that, Trick. Look at what Trick did. Trick did this. Trick.
Trick just called me yesterday and told me about this, and I'm like, my God.
Man, when you texted me and said,
my wife pinch me.
When you said Chad Dawson was going to be on the show, I mean, it was already. Look, we were going to talk Matthew Saad Muhammad, which again,
we're going to.
But
Scrapbook Boxing gave me his blessings on that one. I said, you know, George mentioned it to me, and he goes, you should. So I feel so confident in doing that, man, because Matthew Saad Muhammad, one of the greatest light heavyweight champions of all time. I mean, the Iron Man of the division. It's too bad we didn't ask Chad about what his thoughts on Saad Muhammad.
There should be a movie. You know, they're making movies about Vinny Pazienza and all these guys. There should be a movie. If anyone hasn't read about Matthew Saad Muhammad, there should be a movie on that man's life. And I'm shocked that there isn't. And maybe the four of us should get together and we'll do a movie on Matthew Saad Muhammad because it's definitely worthy of. I mean, it was just an incredible story, man. I mean, it's crazy that it hasn't been done.
It really is. It really is,
man. Don't say nothing else about it.
Boxing.
Steal shit and go run off.
That's a bad idea.
I got a great idea to my producers and shit. You be like, bruh, come on now. You know, it happens with content. You know, so idea like that, you know, with the technology era that we in now. Yeah, man. That's why, I try to, we can mention it, but then he's like, cut it. You know what I'm saying? People steal shit, man.
Just,
like crazy these days.
But he's one of those forgotten guys. And I'm glad Chad, like a guy like Chad Dawson being on, because Chad's not forgotten. Chad, again, he's only 39. His run in the sport was not that long ago. And watching him fight, I forgot how skilled and talented he was. I mean, he was a special fighter. He really was, and he never got the credit that he should have because everyone loves Arturo Gatti and that style, and that has a place. But a guy like Chad Dawson, the skill that he had, I think he was very much underappreciated in his career.
Well, it was just great it was great to have him come on here and share some of the stories. And like you said, 39 years old. Maybe the active participation door is closed, but he's got such a wealth of knowledge.
Yep.
And the articulation, the way he can share that. This man is a Hall of Fame trainer, bro. I mean, this is something that's destined.
Hey, wait, Queequee's got a question. That shirt you have on, G5, where did you get that from?
Huh? What shirt? You talking about this shirt right here? You know? Yeah, you talking about this shirt that you in love? Yeah. You know, I do my promotion. You know, I support all the people I can. You know, they do great. They do a great job over there, whether it's as a joint venture or the individual channels. You know, so you know, y'all support the Queens, man. You know, by these content creators that you follow and tap into their content every day. If they got merch, man, you'll be surprised how much and how far that goes to somebody. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you rocking a brand, that's free promotion. No matter what city or state that you in, somebody may ask a question, what's that? Or who is that? You know what I'm saying? And that's your time to go ahead and enlighten them on who the hell they are and that they have a channel. If you're into this, boom, there you go. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
You sold me one, G5. You sold me one.
I did. I probably did.
I hope you get that 20% discount for yourself on this one. Hope you make a commission. But
man, I don't want nothing from it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting one though, man.
I know. Me just being, being a walking billboard is good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell them, I don't need nothing.
For sure. And I'm gonna rock it on my show so the millions and millions of people out there who watch me can see it. And I'm gonna do it first thing in the morning. I'm gonna get one size large. Check it out, man. See if I can fill it out. But yes.
Yeah, mine's a large. I believe. Yeah, mine's a large. But shout out to everybody.
Yeah, I need a 3X, man.
Hey man, you hitting that treadmill, man. You gonna have some abs, man. I got a little secret for you. Don't even worry about it, Trick. I got a secret for you, my man.
Okay, then.
We'll rap about that.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all go, man.
I know you got to get ready to go sleep.
Hey, Bruce, and yeah, I'll give me a little nap in if I go to work, man. But hey, thank y'all for having me on, man.
Trick, thank you for coming here, my brother. You absolutely made the place over here, man. Trick. I can't say enough expletives about you, my brother. You're my man, and thank you so much, brother. I'll be looking to talking to you the next time.
Yeah, no doubt. And George, man, thank you for all you do, man. I'm glad you and Chad got a chance to reconnect. And that was good. That was great to see, man. I just sit back and watch y'all too, man. I was just like, hey, that was great. That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. See y'all connect.
Hey, Trick was on my page. Trick was on his studious mode, man. I'm telling you, man, when it be a dope conversation, I'm not mad if I don't get a question in. Just being up here on a part of it is all good with me, especially if it's good dialogue going on. Hey, I'll go on mute, turn my camera off, and I'll be over here like this. Hey,
another thing, y'all don't worry about me up, man, because I talked to him yesterday, like about an hour yesterday, man. So everything I wanted, I pretty much got out to him. There's a few things I wanted to ask him, but I talked about an hour yesterday, man. And man, he's a really, really nice guy, man. And he was just like, hey, somebody reached out to him, like he was, So I told him, hey, man, you was a great fighter. You one of my favorites, man. And when he's fighting, he's popular here in Houston, man. So I let him know that. So we talked for a good while yesterday, man. He's a really, really nice guy, man. So
well, when you get a chance, just
I'm gonna let y'all go, man.
Send me his number.
Oh yeah. Hey, George, I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text you his number right now.
Okay.
What you did is amazing, my son.
Oh, I just.
Thank you, man. Hey, George, I'm gonna text you his number right now.
Okay.
Everybody in the chat, good night, man. G5, peace, brother.
Peace, my
sir. George,
man, keep being
Bruce, y'all peace out. I'll talk to y'all later, man.
All right.
All right, man. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
G5, you want to say goodbye over here so we can close this operation down?
Well, oh yeah, that shit tastes good. Another great show, man. Another great show. Shout out to my brother Bruce Gold, George Jakovich, you know what I'm saying, myself, Trick Nolte, and you know what I'm saying, the great Chad Dawson, you know what I'm saying, for coming up here just giving people insight, on his life, boxing life, and just many other things, man. We got to put some respect on these former fighters, man. Just like, my good brothers were saying, like George was saying, how many fighters do we see retire and they are not in the best condition. They don't have the best living conditions, or, their health is kind of jacked up. You know what I'm saying? So if we can extend an olive branch to, try to get attention and, what I'm saying, promote these former fighters who are, may not be in the best place in life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something we can do. You know what I'm saying? We can do our due diligence and, what I'm saying, let people get a view, you know what I'm saying, and get to speak and talk to these people and just understand, or, the different things they've been through, or, the highs and the lows of boxing and how you can be screwed over. You know what I'm saying? People get screwed out of paper all the time. That's why, I preach on my channel, you know what I'm saying? You got to be more than a boxer. You know what I'm saying? You have to be in tune to your business acumen and know that what's going on, even in roles that you're not really in control of. You have people that you have hired to do that. So it's important and imperative that you have a solid team around you. If y'all, haven't checked out the content, I have talked about this. This is old news in my catalog right now. My catalog is not deep as some people, but that's there. The importance of having a good team around you. You know what I'm saying? It's vital to your success. Like if you or slacking somewhere, that's where your team is supposed to lace your boots up and get you back on track. You know what I'm saying? So it's important. I'm glad to see that, he's doing well. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be living in this mansion, but if you comfortable and you can afford the things that you need to take care of your family, man, and you good, that's a win. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a brutal sport of boxing. We love it, but it's a harsh reality that some people don't, pan out and have the best, living situation when their career is over. So, shout out to all the fighters that we can help promote. Again, it's just a blessing to be 34 and be up here with, OGs, man. I take it as a blessing, and man, it's an honor and a pleasure to just, get up here with you guys and, just cook and just listen and learn about, different stories and things that they went through. But, y'all can follow me at G5_Gate, Instagram, YouTube, Outspoken OG on Twitter. We building, man. I wasn't expecting today to do a 7.5 hour live stream, but it just went there, y'all. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? I went from 6:30 something this morning all the way, past lunchtime for people. So,
wow.
Yeah, we cooked up good, so I'm not tripping on it because I just go with the flow, the interaction of the chat. And, we building, we cooking, we building, getting close to 500 subs, so it's 500 more than, we're at the 1,000 mark, and there we go. So sub to George, sub to myself, sub to Brucey, you know what I'm saying? My OG brother, man, we all doing great work. Sub to every content creator that's in the chat, or that may have popped up here on this panel, man, or anytime Bruce Live, man. Appreciate the invite as always, my brothers. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
And I always say my line, come in with an empty plate and I'm gonna fill that bitch up. But I got my brothers with me, so come in with an empty plate. We gonna fill that bitch up, and I am out of here. Salute to everybody. Y'all have a great night, and enjoy yourself.
All right, G5.
Salute G5. Mark Nat. No, he didn't drop it today, bro. I looked at my notifications, and blood boxing. Anybody out there, our panel included, man, sub to blood boxing, sub to his other site, Boxing Documentaries. I can't even think of the proper name for it now, but Retro Documentaries. I believe.
Retro boxing and documents or something like that. I think it's some
Well,
similar like
you
that.
can go to Blood Boxing and there'll be a link there to take you there. But he's going to put out a documentary on Carlos Monzon, and Blood doesn't. Dude, he doesn't just Wikipedia it. He's got his magazines from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. He's a historian. I'm nothing. People call me a historian. I want to give him I want to give him that, drop that right hand bomb on him. You know what I'm saying, man? Because these are historians, real historians out there. And I appreciate knowing them. I appreciate hanging with them and just being enriched on their knowledge. So I'm looking forward to that, Mark, as much as you are, bro. It hasn't come out yet. Retro boxing and documentaries. I'm gonna blame it on this TOKER too, because I've been watching that site for a long time, and Blood's my brother. One of my bucket lists is to pass the TOKER to Blood Boxing. So anyway, George, you want to tell us who you are, what you are? I mean, this was the George Jakovic and the Chad Dawson show tonight, man. If it wasn't for George, I would have been sitting here saying, what was your
No,
best
you
fight?
will. First of all, no, you wouldn't have. But honestly, I grew up loving the sport, and one of the things that always stuck with me was as a kid watching HBO and watching the features that they did on the fighters before the fight. And that got me interested in boxers. You got to know who they were. And ever since then, I've been lucky enough to have a career where I've done that and got to meet guys like Chad Dawson. And for me, the stories don't stop just when the fighters are fighting, because Chad Dawson still has a story. Someone should still do a feature or a doc on Chad Dawson, because his story didn't stop when his career ended. But that's the thing about this sport. It's not just the fights themselves. It's the fighters and the stories. And that's why tonight, Bruce, when you said that Chad Dawson was going to be on the show, I mean, I just, it made the night even more special. So, thanks to Trick Nolte for getting that done. And like G5 said, we like to shed light on these former boxers because their life isn't over. Chad Dawson's only 39 years old, and he's got a lot of life in front of him. And look, we got to peek into a small part of it for 2 hours tonight. And that's why I love doing this stuff with you, Bruce. And trust me, Bruce, you would have been fine if I wasn't here. You could have talked for 6 hours to Chad. So I appreciate the compliment, but
I would have passed that TOKER through the screen with him after about 15 minutes, man.
Nah, man, I had you back, man. I had plenty of questions, Bruce.
Oh, bro, my bro 151 is over here now, man. And when 151 comes into the room, there's only one thing we can do, bro. There's only one thing we can do.
Hey, TOKER too. I had to drop a track for my boy.
Where you at?
Yeah, been in your wrestling boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting no fights on the table. Calling that boxer since Kane versus David. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. I'm the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shut up, Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the TOKER too.
That's your own song, Bruce.
With the peak of little Glock by my side, but it hit just
not a bad thing. Not a bad thing to have.
And you call me the legend.
Straps on my side, I ain't talking about no Sam Bruce. Pass me the
yeah. When you have a song, when you have your own song, that's
150 wrote that song, brother. 150 Dream Team wrote it.
Hey, George, and he talking about I'm becoming a legend on YouTube. Nah, man, I'm just a big fish in a big pond. Bruce, I don't have a song.
I'm a buffoon who comes on here and gets lucky enough to talk with some great boxers, and
I love the humbleness,
guys like George and G5, and man, I saw 30 people in here. I'm like, what the fuck, 30 people, man? I can't get together 30 people if my wife passed away. I don't think I could get 30 people to come to the funeral to pay her. Man, all I can say is it's a it's a great time to be around here, man. I'm loving it. You guys are making my dessert years the appetizer once again, man. That's all I can say, man. George, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram and YouTube. If you just put in One Round with George, you'll find me on YouTube, and you'll see a lot of boxing, and that's what I like to talk about on here. And look, can tomorrow be Tuesday night? Can we just pretend tomorrow's Tuesday and just do another show, and then Thursday can be Tuesday, and then Friday can be Tuesday?
George, tomorrow is 420. 420 is a sacred day for us weed smokers, bro. I mean, that's when we go to the Mecca. Okay. I have to do a 420 show tomorrow. I mean,
I'll have to watch that. Oh, Oscar asked if Oscar's Prince Boateng asked if I'm a Yankee fan. I am a Yankee fan, so.
You know what I am, George? I'm a Red Sox fan.
Won a lot more championships lately than the Yankees have.
Man, that was so uncommonly gracious for a Yankees fan, man.
I mean, it's the truth. The run you guys have been on compared to the Yankees. There's no comparison. The last decade, there's no comparison.
Pedro Martinez and Big Papi Ortiz. I mean, bro, we brought the best team the early 2000s could put out there, man. And I'm proud to say I'm Boston strong. I sat in Fenway Park passing the blunt around. We used to bring the bong into the bleacher seats back in the 70s. I swear to God, man. God strike me dead if I'm lying. I don't lie, bro. That's one thing about this YouTube. If I tell a lie, somebody's gonna find that out. They're gonna, what do they call it? They're gonna, what do they call it when they out you on the internet? This terminology escapes me, but I don't want to be blasted on there as a liar, bro.
Right.
I mean, never have been, and I am what I am. I come on here. I try to get a little more sophisticated by hanging around with people like yourself and having some fine cats in the chat room over here. But I don't know, man. I hope some of it wears off, and I can take some good stuff into me when I go to the folks when I go to the old folks' home and sit around playing I don't know, what do we do? Play badminton or bounce that big air ball around that they bounce around and get our exercise. But anyway, man, I thank everybody for coming in here, man. I thank you guys for hosting it with me. I thank Trick Nolte. I most of all, I thank Bad Chad Dawson for coming in and making our show tonight, man. It was really, really a good time. All I can do is thank you all from the bottom of my heart for coming in here, man. Next Tuesday, we're going to be here again, man. Come on in. If you have any suggestions for Tuesday night fights, put them underneath in the comments section. Give us a like, a thumbs up, and a share, and we'll see you next week, man. God bless and peace.